try another browser.
Go live and I see a comment from Clutch. I'm a little early. Time zones are hard.
They are indeed.
I don't know how early. I don't have a timestamp on that message, but Clutch, I'm guessing you were in here a while ago.
I love that. That's
All right. The good thing about live streams is I don't feel like I have to have a big intro prepared because
you can just sort of launch into it. Hey,
yeah, no one's watching yet. No one's actually in here. That's fine. We can just chill out, have our cups of tea. Cheers, by the way. Cheers on the tea.
It's a coffee, but yeah.
Coffee? Sorry, I thought you were having a coffee, but then I saw a bag sitting out of it.
Yeah, it's a coffee bag because I was like, I've got to be quick here.
Disgusting.
I've got to be quick.
Oh, would never. Oh, yeah, you're not from Melbourne, I guess.
No, it's that, or you get angry at me because I'm late to the live stream, like I was late to the podcast.
You did miss the start of the podcast by a good 15 minutes. Yeah, that's fine.
I also did give you warning.
You did. That is true. I'm late most days anyway, so. We're here. Okay, we've got a few people in now. I guess we can start talking football. The first few minutes is always a bit of nonsense. It is Tilly's time. It is also Sky Blue time over in Hong Kong at the moment. What's your dual screen strategy here?
Yeah, so I've got you and me up in the top left corner open just so that Riverside doesn't panic and decide to stop for any reason. And then I'm going to have the two games split screen on the bottom. And then I'm going to have SofaScore as a separate screen in the top right hand corner. I'm going to be switching tabs between the Tillies and the Sydney FC game on that.
Okay.
So it's it's a big effort from me, but
which game are you running audio on?
Neither.
Okay.
I just get distracted otherwise. And then I don't listen to what you're saying or whatever, and it's not
I have it very low. Just so like
I do have a bit of background music going very low. Okay. I feel like that's different to having commentary, because commentary I'll try and listen to.
True.
Whereas like background music, I'll just put that on it. It's just there.
Just vibing out. It's just there.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. I think I've got the two games on the one screen, but kind of like one's like got maybe 2/3 of the screen over, and then the other's a third. So I got the Tillies on the big picture now. Because I think that's going to be the more interesting one to watch, I think. But we'll see. Who knows?
Although Sydney are a good team.
So Sydney are a good team.
Could score 7 or 8 here.
Hopefully. I'm going to check the lineups because I haven't had time to look.
Neither have I, actually.
Oh, as we're about to get kick-off here for the Sydney game. I've got to be ready for this. Hold on. I got a new thing. You ready? Ready for this? You watching, everybody? Oh, there comes a scoreboard. Here we go.
Is it an automatic one, or do you have to remember to change the score?
I have to remember it. Hold on. I've closed the part where I start the timer. Oh dear. It's already in use.
It's shambles.
No. Oh, hold on. No, I got it. I'm ready. Start the game, referee. Sydney FC lining up against Eastern in Hong Kong. I'm on the button. I'm sitting there. I'm waiting. Patrick Klimala with the ball in the center circle. And we're off. Time is going. I love that there's a little bit of delay here. Obviously, they've said 9 o'clock for the Tillies, but they don't mean it because they want everyone to watch the pregame.
Yeah.
They want everyone to watch the walkout. So we have different timers, and it makes sense for me to have two. So there you go. In the bottom right, we're going to have Eastern versus Sydney FC. And then I'll swing the others in now. Here we go. You ready? There we go. There's Australia versus Brazil. And I've got the shirt colours correct. Oh, no, I have to change Eastern, actually. Let's have a look. Eastern in a blue, bit of a blue kind of shirt. There you go. And Sydney FC in white. There we go. All right. We're looking good. All right. Here we go. We're on. What's happened to Paletti? Are they alive, you reckon?
They sent a message saying technical issues. Seems like a running problem for everybody at the moment.
Yes, and not Christian.
Not just Christian. But he's been pretty good recently, right?
So, he has. Credit to him.
Finally figured out his problems.
Yeah. All right, well, here comes Claire Polkinghorn, of course. Her last game is in a Matildas shirt. She looks like she's wearing the captain's armband as well.
Yeah. Great crowd there. Look at that. Oh, and then it pans around and there's a few empty seats. Behind the goals, it looks great though.
Should do a little tweet, shouldn't I? Tweet
might help with the viewer count. Yeah.
What is the blue sky word for tweet?
So I've just seen people say BS sweet.
Shall we do a little wave to the camera? You ready? Yeah. All right. Cool. Yeah, nice. Okay. Let me get that pumping. Nice little ceremony for Polks. It's cool that they're doing this.
Yeah.
This is literally her last one, right? She's not sticking around for Gold Coast. She's not
I'm pretty sure this is it. It would be a bit silly if if it wasn't doing all this for the second last game.
Yeah, true.
Unless it's like a whole farewell tour thing.
They do this well, the Chili's.
Yeah. I remember the Lydia Williams one. With the it was in game with the standing ovation, and that was pretty good.
That was mental. Easton, hold on. Did they score this? They almost scored.
Almost scored.
Off a typical Sydney FC one at the back rest defense again.
Well, it's not so. As Peter Petrov we just mentioned Blue Sky, and we were having a discussion about this, and teams that use relationist principles in possession, so like Sydney FC use, they can't. It's antithetical to relationist football to have a rest defense, because you can't go do what you want and be free flowing. And have no structure, and then to turn around and say no, but you have to have this structure in transition, because you can never guarantee there's going to be a player in a set spot to be able to take up that position. So that's why we haven't seen it as much from Sydney this season, but sort of that Leipzig press they had last season, right, where it was really high up the pitch and really intense. That's where a lot of these relationist teams look to do is win the ball back early with their counter pressing, because you can't settle into a shape quickly enough with a rest defense in relationist football, because you don't have the numbers or the players to do it. And obviously it's a big trade-off, right, because you're really free flowing and dynamic in attack, but defensively, if you're not winning the ball back early enough, and the opposition team plays quick and direct, you're in a lot of trouble. And that's what we saw the Wanderers doing almost very deliberately in the derby at Unite round, right? Every goal kick, we mentioned it, was immediate. Like, it was a case of whether it was out their hands or off the ground, just immediate distribution. And it could have been more effective. It was down to execution there, but that's where Sydney are going to be extremely vulnerable this season.
Fascinating. Yeah. Interesting point. Oh, and Sydney FC have scored.
They've just scored.
Well,
that's the thing, right?
Sydney FC goal, bang, 1-0. Look at me, on fire. How'd this happen?
This was actually quite direct.
Yes, clutch. We are so back. Is that a Ryan Grant overlapping run I see?
That's a great run, and it's a very good ball.
For Waheem.
Cut back,
finish. Yeah,
and then a good hit. And that's Waheem is... with Leo Senna, Douglas Costa, Joe Lolly, all taking a lot of plaudits. And that's Waheem has been... He's been such a pivotal player for them.
Well, that's a good start for Sydney. If they win this game, they are effectively through.
Yeah.
It would take Sanfrecce losing to Kaya. And then
it's not out of the question.
And then Sydney FC losing to Kaya in the next round.
Yeah, probably more out of the question.
Both of those results have to happen for Sydney not to progress. So win tonight, they're pretty good.
Yeah,
pretty good.
It's essentially it's in their hands if they win tonight, right? Like, because
I mean, it's in their hands right now.
Well,
right?
yes, but if they win tonight, then all they've got to do is secure that draw, and it's job done.
True. Okay, we're getting some getting the anthems. All right, my tweet is almost ready. There we go.
It's only taken like 5 minutes.
I'm crafting, okay? I'm crafting. All right, nice. It's out. But I have 100 retweets by the time I look again.
Let me just make 100 accounts.
We need to do that on YouTube. We need to get our sub count out.
Boost our sub count. Well, I did say, and viewers won't have heard this one, but when we were at Unite Round, there was a Rafael Struik Indonesia kit for sale. We should have gotten that and offered it to people who subscribe, and that would have smashed our subscriber.
I wonder what shipping is like to Indonesia.
Can't be that bad, right? It's pretty close.
I don't know. Whenever you go international.
Yeah. Is it worth, however many thousands of subscribers?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. All right, Anthem watch. Oh, wait, no, there's no one singing. Hey, Bloody's in. Hello.
Look who's joined.
Yes, I am here. I have overcome my slight technical issues to join you all this evening.
Lovely.
I think my cats might be following me on Blue Sky, because after I called them stars this afternoon in their own right, they've been acting like little divas. So, maybe maybe I've got to be a little bit more careful when describing my furry friends.
I was going to say, I thought you actually got followed by like an account from your cat. I was going to call out
those
Clutch.
Up now.
I was going to call out Clutch so quickly.
It's just like @Poletti'sCats.bsky on social or something.
So we can get like @Ramball Australia, right? Because we have a domain.
I believe that is my understanding of it. Yes, is that we could make our domain our Blue Sky name.
Cat cam soon. That would be hilarious. Have a different webcam pointed at your cats, and then every once in a while, I'll just randomly switch to it.
If only I had a second webcam.
Yeah, or you've got to get those ones that people put on the collars of their cats. I don't know if you see those videos on like Instagram and stuff. Where it's like, they run around and it's got it's like cat cam, and it's what they can see.
No. Cat cam. Okay, we're getting a bit silly here.
As opposed to usually?
It is like 9 o'clock on a Thursday evening. So
that is true. And we still have half a podcast to do after these games.
Yeah.
We need this Chili's game to kick off. I don't know if you've seen Poletti, but on the stream, I've got some new nice scored graphics going, which is working well for the dual games.
I am literally just pulling the stream up now so I can see the chat as well. Clutch admitting that, yes, it would have been him indeed. Yeah, no, I think it actually looks quite nice, the new graphics, doing the dual game split screen.
Yeah, just went simple with the cameras, no team lineups or anything. Just have a look at our faces. You can be subjected to those and keep you up to date with the scores. I do have to remember to click the goal buttons and the start button.
Great move by Sydney there. Whew. Just to interrupt you a bit. It's again those like 1-2-3 combinations out wide to isolate the fullback like they were doing against the Wanderers. It just works so well for this team.
Interesting. How is
this? Up 1-0 after 10 minutes. It's a good start.
Like 5, yeah.
Yeah.
Waheem,
good finish. I only just got everything loaded, so forgive me. How good was that tribute to Polkinghorne?
It was quite cool, hey.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Oh, Sydney could be on for a second here.
Toss the coin.
Is there anything more iconic than a Brazil football kit?
Maybe a a yellow Brazil football kit.
Okay, yeah, but it's still a Brazil football kit. Like
It is.
that, and like Argentina. As much as I hate
The
Argentina,
the
it's just-
R9 era baggy Brazil kit may be the most like iconic football kit of all time.
with the number in a circle on the front.
Yes.
That
may be it. We may have hit the money. Free kick for Sydney FC. It looked like a pretty soft foul on
It was,
Anis,
yeah.
but
he lost the ball,
dangerous
went to
area.
ground, and just got away with it.
I'll say I didn't even see the takedown. I thought it was for a handball on the edge of the box.
Could have been. But...
And then I saw the replay, and it's like, oh yeah, no, that's fair.
All right. Seems
I
like
do have to say,
Anthony Caceres there as well.
I do have to say, I do like this. I do like this Adidas goalkeeper like template kit that a lot of the teams are running out with at the moment. Like honestly, like you could tell me that is the new Socceroos jersey, and I would buy like 5.
Was it the Argentina one at the World Cup that was like a or at Copa America, sorry. Yeah. Not the World Cup. That was like 2 years ago now.
Time flies.
It sure does.
Ooh.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Are we ever having fun in Australian football?
Absolutely.
Yeah, all the time. All the time. Best league in the world is
we would just spent half an hour talking about the fact that half of the A-League men's players don't trust the APL. That's fun, right? That's fun.
I think it's half the players and like 80% of fans.
Mm-hmm. Probably not wrong.
Well, because the players are fans in their own rights. You know?
The timer. I'm ready. By the whistle. Yes. And we're off. Exactly 12 minutes and 45 seconds after the Sydney FC game kicked off.
And they were supposed to kick off at the same time.
Yeah, I know. They were scheduled for the same time.
What are you talking about? I'm already 35 seconds into the Matildas.
Ugh. Paletti going with the Christian
You're lying.
move.
No, I'm not. I am not lying. I will show you.
Paletti's actually at the game.
No, can I turn this webcam around? I think I can.
Well, it's
I can. See, I have it on my nice little TV with an aerial in it, so I'm very well set up.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
So you're literally you got to put on 10 play. Otherwise, you're going to see things like 30 seconds before us, like legitimately half a minute.
I mean, to be fair, like if I were to do that, like you got to remember, I have this live stream going. I've got 10 play up for the Sydney FC game. Do you want my internet to crash?
Do you want to see how many windows are up on my screens right now?
Yeah, how good is your internet connection? Because
getting
I can guarantee you it's better than mine.
to work. Oh.
I can guarantee both your connections are worse than mine, but I'm managing. So.
It's not the tabs that are a problem. I could have 100 tabs open, mostly because I do. It's just literally the speed. Like if I try to run too many streams at once, I'm screwed.
That's fair.
My wonderful cats are quite confused as to why the TV's in a different spot.
Clutch says the A in A-League stands for amusement.
Sure does.
Absolutely.
I was going to say it stands for entertainment. Oh, what is going on there? This doesn't start with an A.
No, that's the E-League.
Yeah. Is that even still a thing?
I think it is.
I believe I saw some branding for it last year, and I think there was a competition, but I haven't heard anything for this year.
So I remember Louis Dorigo's brother was the Adelaide United player for it.
There was another Adelaide United brother at one point.
There was.
The O'Doherty.
Yeah.
The O'Dohertys.
Oh, maybe that's who it was then. I was thinking of.
I think it was
possibly.
Jordan O'Doherty. Is he the player or the FIFA player?
Jordan's the player.
Right. Jack O'Doherty? Can't remember. I used to be more into it.
I will admit I was never into it, but I was part of the problem, I guess.
Yeah.
Someone who plays FIFA on a regular basis.
I haven't played for a long time, actually. To be fair, we haven't had a session. So
no, we haven't in a while.
Last time I played was the last time we all played together.
Mm.
I say we all.
Also,
it was me, you, and Will. Lucky.
Yeah.
Also, just while we're on the subjects of Jacks, I would like to give a shout out to Jack George, Football New South Wales League reporter, who's recently taken up an assistant coaching role for the first grade of UNSW FC after spending, I believe it was the last year, as a performance analyst for the side.
There you go.
So a great achievement by him, and I think he's still in high school. I'm not too sure. I know he's young.
Crazy.
Wow.
Like he might have finished high school this year. I don't actually remember, but I know he's not even 20. I know that much.
I have
Footballing brain is absolutely incredible. So well done, Jack.
I have some breaking news for you. 4 individuals inducted into the Football Australia Hall of Fame. Jenny Bray, Ian Holmes, the late Alex Pongrass, and Craig Foster.
Sydney just scored
Fozzie.
2-0.
Just like as you started saying that, Klimala just absolutely nails one into the back of the net.
Okay, so this is my trade-off for being like 35 seconds ahead of the Matildas game, as I'm like 30 seconds behind on the Sydney game.
Well, I got to update. Oh, he looked offside there. Hold on, I missed it.
It was a very close call. It was very close.
That might be like close to a minute behind on the Sydney FC game.
Oh, he's
I'm at about
absolutely
17 minutes, Paletti.
Okay, we're about 45 seconds behind.
There's no pause and rewind on 10 play. I can't.
No, there is not. The bane of my existence is 10 play.
I'm assuming by the amount of camera angles we're seeing of the linesman, it definitely was offside.
Yeah. I mean, it was a very, very close call. I'll give him that.
Oh, well, 2-0 Sydney. My scoreboard is on.
I think he's just on, but it's like marginal.
Yeah, it's a very close one.
Can you point down your camera a little bit, please? Just so you get your head in the...
So we can actually see you.
Who wants to see me? I obviously put the camera out of place when I was showing you my teeth.
Yeah, when you turn it back.
That's a very marginal call there, and I think Sydney might have just got away with one there. If he's offside, it's by like millimeters, and if he's onside, it's by like millimeters as well.
Yeah. But I mean, those are the ones that back in the day. I say that back in the day, geez.
Back in the day.
But like, you know, they're called or they're not called. That's that, you know, and it's sort of, I feel like now that there is VAR, don't want to go into the whole VAR thing again, but there is more scrutiny on those decisions now because we've seen that there is technology available that can sort of tidy it up. But
if the competition doesn't have the technology,
exactly,
just get on with it.
But like 10, 20 years ago, like you watch highlights from old football games and you're like, there are so many things they do that are offside that aren't called because, well, it's just human error, right? Like you're not going to get every call 100% spot on as an AR. And you go, well, nowadays that would be called off, or you know, these huge moments wouldn't have happened.
Oh, Macca!
1-0.
Wow, 1-0 Brazil.
Composed finish that. Really.
Lenny, were you quiet on that for 30 seconds, or did you just miss it?
So I didn't see the goal go in because I was looking at the replay to my left, but I did see the celebrations, and then I've literally just seen the replay now. And Macca, you've got to commit earlier to that.
That is not even close to Mackenzie Arnold's fault. Unfortunately, it's
no. But what I mean,
that is on poking on. Yeah.
No. What I mean is, like, I'm not saying it's entirely Macca's fault, but like she started to come out and then hesitated. She's either got to come all the way out.
I don't even think so. She's just waiting for the attacker to make a move.
She even guesses the right way. Like she goes the right way. It's just a great touch. Like just enough to get it past the fingertips and then pretty easy finish. But we've seen those missed. Patrick
I guess
Wood
that's the ramification of the. That's the ramification of the, what was it, Alexandra Pop game?
In the Sydney game, an Eastern player is out for the count by the looks of it on the floor there. I had a lot of panicked people trying to get to him. Hello, Christian.
I'll wait for my stream to catch up. But so unlike Christian, I can at least wait if I know my stream is ahead.
Oh, that's 3 knocks to the head.
3?
Well, it's not. They're not knocks, but like
the
first whiplash, first like hit, then hits on the floor, and then gets landed on.
It's not a
Matthews, why are you complaining about that yellow card? That is the clearest yellow card you'll ever give.
Okay, well, it looks like you're breathing, which is good.
That's rough. Oh.
Meanwhile, Ellie Carpenter.
We're going to have a lot of these moments where we can't actually focus on what's going on.
This is good. It gives us more content. Oh, Carpenter, go.
Great ball. Oof.
Yeah.
think, yeah, he is going to have a sore head for a while after that. Like, that's 3 concussion potentially causing like movements. The first when he gets hit, the second when he hits the floor, and then the third when, who is it? Matthews, is it, that lands on top of him?
Oh, Macca, that was close.
Oh, that's... You're forgetting Paletti is so far ahead of us, Lockie. So we know that we've got something in store for us.
Counter attack.
Oh, that's a fantastic ball, though.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, player, you just can't talk for 30 seconds after anything interesting happens.
Hey, I didn't with the goal, all right?
No,
You didn't see the goal.
Yeah.
No, but I saw the celebrations. They easily could have said, what are you doing, Matildas? What are you doing, giving up an early lead like that? Although, to be fair, based on as you were saying, Jacob, based on the Germany game, we're going to go on and win. So it'll be 2-1 Matildas. Although I'm not quite understanding this lineup choice, playing with six defenders. But Samani knows more than I do, I guess.
Right? It's a 3 with wing backs.
No, but I mean, like, there's 6 recognised defenders that were selected in the starting lineup that I saw anyway.
Sure.
It feels very reminiscent of the way that the men have set up.
I haven't really been paying attention to what's happening further up the field.
No, neither. But, I mean, KCC's come inside a lot, obviously, to play more centrally. Rasso's almost sort of joined forward up front, create sort of a front two. Ellie Carpenter doing a lot of work up the wing.
Clutch says changing bingo card to Paletti stream is ahead. The thing is, Clutch is not a stream; it's just the TV.
Yeah,
it's just normal television. I'm probably like
Paletti's
one of,
old school like that.
Yeah, exactly. I have an antenna cable.
Decent travelling support for Sydney.
Yeah,
20 or so.
Hong Kong's not a bad place to get to from Australia, so
that's true.
Yeah, no, quite a few Sydney fans made their way over.
Easier than Allianz Stadium for everyone else in the country.
No.
I mean, look, we'll put it this way: how often do you get to do Hong Kong away, right?
Yeah, well, it was
like in Asian competition, you usually get to do you can do Japan away every couple of years. You can do China away if you're brave enough to go to China, South Korea. You get to do all these away days. Or the opportunity to do them. Whereas, when's the last time, Hong Kong away came up for a lot of people? It doesn't.
Well, it's like the Mariners with Bali United last year. That is a class away day right there.
Seems like there is quite a bit of concern for this young man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, looks like he might be back on his feet based on the way the crowd.
No. They're getting a
he's still on the ground. Yeah. I mean, hopefully just precautionary. But
I mean, this is the kind of incident where you'd see a lot of local games get suspended.
Oh, 100%.
Because they just don't want to move anyone.
I saw one game get suspended once. Player had a broken leg, right? That's bad. That's pretty bad, but it's not like you'd have to abandon the game sort of bad, right? The problem was that they...
That's quite concerning, I think. Just the way it's...
His arms are moving,
sort of looking
which is a good sign.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what is happening right now. They're never going to get him to stand up.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, famously, another Australian journalist. I'm not a doctor.
What a finish!
Famously, another Australian journalist. I'm not a doctor, but I think you would. I mean, surely this is the point where you suspend play, send the players from the field, come back in 25, 30 minutes or something like that. Actually,
I mean, it looks like they're picking him off, but it's 2-0 Brazil.
Yeah, no, yeah. I kept quiet.
In the Chile's game.
Well done, Paletti. Well done.
Wow.
That's a great finish.
That Travella.
Yeah, what a pass. Good run. Carpenter does well to track back there. Like, she's put in a lot of effort.
That's just a finish.
It's just a fantastic finish.
I will admit though, I almost let out a gasp, and then I just quickly moved it into talking back about the Eastern game.
Yeah. Try and
Gutierrez has got a brace now. Gutierrez has got a brace. Certainly a class goal there from the Brazilian.
Amanda Santos, I believe. No, Gutierrez.
I mean, I only just said Gutierrez like 5 times.
I clearly was not paying attention.
Anyway, on start.
Oh, there we go. Well, she'll be in line for more after that.
Go on, Caitlin.
Good cutback. Yeah, see, that's the difference there. Was Brazil had that runner coming in from the midfield towards the half space, lay the ball off and hit that shot, whereas the Tillies didn't.
All right, the Sydney FC game is back up and running. I get the feeling the clocks in the second half are going to be much closer to each other.
Yep. Well, they're only 13 minutes off each other now. Yeah, 12, 13 minutes off now. And then, in the second half, it'll be much closer.
All right, corner for the Aussies. Steph Catley on the left peg.
That Brazil keeper is literally head and shoulders above everybody else. She's so tall.
Needs some shampoo. It needs a shampoo deal.
That was terrible.
God. Took me a second, not going to lie. Took me a second.
That's the sort of thing I'd expect you to say, Plenty.
Yes, exactly. Catley definitely playing in a more advanced position than
she's a wing
starting
back,
formation would select. So it's gone sort of. I'd almost say it's reverted to a traditional back four.
No, it's a three with wing backs. You know, Carpenter on the right.
But I mean, but I'm saying where they all are now, it's almost like it's gone back to. It's almost like a 3-4-3, the way that they've sort of shifted a little bit in the early goings here.
Definitely that, yeah. Because I was saying, Russo's getting forwards alongside Caitlin Ford, and they're sort of leading the line.
EVE was up there as well.
EVE can get up there too. And that's all because
I like
Cooney Cross comes inside to play more centrally. So it sort of forces one of the others to move, to step up so that the space isn't congested.
Gee, they're out again.
And Cooney Cross, actually, there's a lot of talk about her at the moment, not getting minutes at Arsenal.
Really?
Which a number of Arsenal fans are not very happy with, because obviously we all know the talent that she has. And a lot of Matildas fans not happy because it's a talented young player not getting minutes. So, there's a big question mark over what her future at the club is going to look like, or if there even is a future at the club for her.
Well, I mean, there's been a coaching change as well. Right?
There has been.
Like we did see her start to get minutes, and then that's sort of gone away with the coaching change. But I mean, as a club, you pay. It was a pretty big fee for Cooney Cross. It's the sort of thing that if it was in the men's game, you'd be asking, why isn't this player being played? When you look at the relative amounts spent. So, I mean, that discussion sort of making its way there as well, I'd say makes a lot of sense. The problem is that if you're Arsenal, you're not going to let her go without a quality fee being paid. And there's realistically, how many sides are there that are willing to pay the fee and Cooney Cross are going to want to go to, right? Like, I've seen Chelsea thrown around as a suggestion, but if you're Arsenal, you'd be stupid to let her go to a direct rival.
Well, one that's a possibility is that, because from what I've been hearing, obviously as an Arsenal fan myself, Cooney Cross was brought in sort of to be the heir apparent to Kim Little when she finally retires. But Kim Little just keeps playing because she's so good. So it's really difficult. But there's talks now that perhaps Kira Walsh is going to be available, and that Arsenal are very interested in her. So there could be an opening up there then when Kira Walsh leaves for Cara Cooney Cross to step in at Barcelona. So that's a possibility as well, almost sort of like a swap deal.
I mean, Barcelona definitely not averse to spending money.
Well, Kira Walsh was I believe, the highest paid female player of all time, no? In terms of the transfer fee.
No, I think it's pretty sure it's Barbara Banda.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Kundanaji's just behind Banda.
Right.
But Walsh is definitely still top 5, and at the time it might have been
Yeah.
But it's definitely been eclipsed now because Orlando wanted to spend nearly 7 figures, or it might have actually been 7 figures to get Barbara Banda, and I can't say I'd blame them. Like, it's the sort of investment I'd love to see an A-League women's side make. It's just like, $1 million transfer fee to get the best player in the world.
Yeah.
Go.
It's as much as I hate the sort of commercialization of football, it's great to see women's football starting to get slowly getting there, right, in terms of the money that's being spent, at least at the top level. These 7-figure fees are good to see. But
I mean, we had this discussion on the Dubcast in our A-League Women's season preview. We went back when we were discussing the Mariners to comments that then Chairman Richard Peel made, where he talked about that's a good attempted cross there by Winnie Heatley.
Sydney have a good chance there from a corner as well.
And it's all playing happening. Out of position in the midfield tonight. It's part of Marnie's tactics, and it wouldn't surprise me if we see Winnie Heatley drop a little bit deeper as the game goes on. Someone like, say, Polkinghorne comes off to get her standing ovation. You get the
ankle.
You replace it with a midfielder, and someone like Winnie Heatley will drop back right into the defense. We were discussing the comments that then Chairman Richard Peel had made in an interview with Code Sports, where he talked about this idea of, the money that he had invested in the A-League women's side was money he wasn't going to see back because the transfers just weren't there yet. And there was a very important bit of context missing to that, is that they're not there yet. He said that they're just not there. I can spend $75,000 on a men's player, develop them and get $1.5 million in transfer money for them. Whereas if I spend $75,000 on a women's player, I'm not going to get anywhere near that much. And that's understandable, but the key word there is yet. It's blowing up rapidly. And you've also got this idea as well that making those comments less than 3 months after the Australian transfer record outgoing had just been broken twice with Caitlin Torpey.
The first one
Caitlin Torpey is an Australian. Was broken by Caitlin Torpey to San Diego Wave, and then Lizzie Ann Prue, Melbourne City's goalkeeper. I also believe to San Diego Wave. So to say that, just those sorts of comments, it was why I didn't feel too sad for Peel when he announced he was walking away, because it's like, well,
that's a bit harsh.
I didn't. No, but
it's like he's made comments that it's just sort of like I understand, like he obviously, was made promises that haven't. There's been some sort of miscommunication in terms of what he thought was coming, what has been coming, those sorts of things. So, but that's the cost of doing business, I guess. I don't know. I just found it too hard to. Maybe not sympathy is the right word. Empathy. I just found it too hard to be empathetic with this situation when he's sort of trashing half his squad as not worthy of investment.
I think that's an exaggeration of his words. Like, The women's game is absolutely growing, but the clubs still aren't in a position, Paletti, where they can develop players right now, and reliably sell them on within a contract length of what? Do A-League women's players even sign contract lengths like longer than 2 years? You know what I mean?
Chidiac did 2.5-year contract.
There you go. You understand my point, though, right?
I understand.
It is coming, but it's a very short time frame.
I understand what you're saying, but there's also nothing stopping the clubs from signing these players to longer contracts other than they don't want to. Like, you've got, the fact that Adelaide have just, have thrown out multiple 4 and 5 year deals in the last 12 months to players. There is nothing stopping you from doing that with a women's player who you believe is going to be a future transfer that could net you potentially anywhere from 250 to 500,000 Australian dollars in transfer fees, especially when you look at the fact that you don't have to pay these players because of the way the CBA is set up. It's a 35 or 36-week contract, I believe. Like, it's not even a year-round contract. Essentially, it's a 9-month deal that you would just keep re-upping as part of this, 2, 3, 4-year deal that you sign them to. Which is why you see so many A-League women players go back to playing the NPL women's in the off-season for match fitness, but because a lot of them are still only on 1-year deals year in, year out, which makes it hard to keep continuity going in some cases because options then just become open. And it also limits the development of a transfer market in Australia because, why would you go through the idea of going, well, okay, I'm going to pay a transfer fee in December, January for this player, or I can wait 3 months for the contract to expire and then just sign them then. Particularly if you're a club like or a club in, say the USL or like the NWSL, when you're only a month or two into your season at that point, there's no point, like there's no harm in waiting till April unless, like a Caitlin Torpy situation where it's like, no, we want this player. She's going to be an integral part of our plans. We need her in preseason.
What's a Torpy sell for?
I don't believe the figure was ever announced, just that it was announced as a then Australian transfer record, which was then broken like less than 2 weeks later by Lysiane Pro.
6 figures though, right?
I believe so. I will
go to scrambling the box there. Just put a foot through it.
I will go to the Google machine. Other search engines are available.
Better search engines are available, you mean? At this point, Google is
ChatGPT.
Google has just fallen off a cliff recently.
Sorry, you just leaned. I thought you were like trying to make emphasis, like Google sucks.
No, I was scratching my knee because it's itchy.
Haley Razzo with hold up play. What's going on?
Good football.
Come on, Caitlin, hit it.
Oh,
offside.
Like, there's good passages of play here from the Tillies.
No really good chances though.
No, it's been that final bit. So they're an offside before off of Heatley. Good block to stop the cross coming back in. It's good defending, I suppose, from Brazil so far.
So the Guardian, an article in the Guardian reporting that it was a $75,000 fee. For Torpy.
Right. 75,000.
The men's record is reportedly around $2.5 million. So
yeah,
shows you the discrepancy there.
Yeah, I know, but that just proves the point, right? Like, if the record's 70, just for like every player that you do get a transfer, you still have to pay the contract of all these players that you don't, right?
Yeah, no, I understand that, but also you've got to start somewhere, in my opinion. I think
you do, and they are starting somewhere, but it's just going to take time
as we continue to fall behind the rest of the world.
That is true.
That's
where it is kind of infuriating. Is it does feel like Australia had it in their hands to really capitalize on.
Yeah, exactly. Australia was at one point a top 5 league in women's football.
Yeah.
Or at the very least top 10. And that was with an 11-game season. And now it's like, okay, you've got the WSL, you've got the NWSL, which is still, top 2, top 3. You've got number of
What a macca.
You've got a number of the Nordic clubs. You know, a number of the Nordic leagues that have gone above. You know, that above the dub. You've got this. You know, the USL is developing as another tier 1 league. I believe it just finished their first season, or might be on the verge of finishing their first season. You know, it's like the dub has very quickly fallen behind when it was in such a record or such a position to dominate. As, you know, as you said, and it's disappointing because now I almost think you could say the dub's like if it's still a top 10 league, it's like not. It's not.
It's hanging on.
Like it's closer. It's closer to falling out of the top 10 than it is to cracking the top 5.
Yes. Brazilian goalkeeper not looking too hot.
There's been obviously already one substitution made for injury. Then there's a second player went down with what looked like a hamstring injury earlier, but she got back up and now keeper down.
I mean, I don't quite it makes sense, because I've just taken a look at the weather. It's 24 degrees, but because it's Queensland, it's 86% humidity. So
I tell you what, it's very humid right now in Melbourne. I can't imagine what it's like in Brisbane at the moment.
Well, I can tell you what the difference is.
Sure.
So it is 72% in Melbourne, 86% in Brisbane. So not. Well, actually, relatively speaking, like
imagine,
on a percentage scale,
imagine
not too
what
much,
it's like.
But it's
in Melbourne, but worse, Lockie.
Well done. You've correctly summarised my point. Well done. Yeah.
86% here in Sydney, which let's face it, I've been in it a lot of the day, and it hasn't felt good. I can't imagine playing football in these conditions.
Feels like autumn again here in Adelaide at the moment. It's been some cool weather recently, which is nice. Only nice because I don't survive in anything over about 25, but
burn up.
Yeah. It's going to be 25 degrees, 70% humidity on Saturday. Up to 7 mils of rain. That's going to be lovely.
All right, well, it looks like we're getting close to half-time. Oh, it's probably not, is it? It's probably going to be at least 10 minutes added on.
Yeah.
For Sydney Eastern. Still 2-0. My scoreboards are looking flash.
They are looking good.
Oh, Razzo's in. Oh, my God, keeper.
Oh,
she's hurt
that's
now.
a strong challenge to hurt herself again.
All ball, ref. All ball.
I think it was all ball, wasn't it?
Clutching at the
what a tackle.
That's a great
that
challenge.
Is so good. That's such a good tackle.
Bang.
What do you call it? The hamstring, I think.
Yeah, that was a hamstring.
Keeper, yeah, it's not great.
Tell you what, some of the A-League men's clubs could use her at centre back with challenges like that. That is such a good tackle. Clearly she's not used to it though. Going down injured after it.
Well, that was the same leg, right?
It was the same leg, yeah. The coach looks so miserable.
Clutch says, I have a very serious question. What is the best Zupa Duper flavour? I can't actually remember the last time I've had a Zupa Duper.
It's bubblegum. Anyone who says otherwise is objectively wrong. It's bubblegum.
I'm going to Google what flavours they even had.
It's bubblegum followed by fairy floss. Those are the top 2.
I've just seen a tweet. The Brazil manager looks like a Lin-Manuel Miranda impersonator.
See, I wasn't thinking Lin-Manuel Miranda. I was, yes, Clutch, bubblegum.
Oh, 3-0. 3-0 Sydney.
So it is 3-0 Sydney.
Only 6 minutes of stoppage time. What?
Yeah, that's quite crazy. I mean, I guess the ref's thinking we just want to go home, right?
Yeah.
there like a lights restriction or something? Yeah, like a curfew in Hong Kong?
The neighbours will complain.
Oh, good strength. Ball,
Oh, that is
Waheem.
a very nice goal. Yes.
Sydney FC clicking into gear again.
No, I remember there was I think it was Sydney FC versus, I want to say, Perth Glory. It was last season, as in December, massive thunderstorms rolled throughout Sydney. And they had to, basically, because of noise complaints, like the curfew or whatever, they had to shut the PA system off at the Sydney vs Perth game because the game got delayed because of the storms for so long. And it's like, well, we can keep the game running, but we have to shut off the PA system.
Mm-hmm.
It was not a fun storm to get caught in.
No, I can imagine.
I got robbed of Fallout Boy. What do they call it? One of the festivals. Can't remember what the name of it is.
One of the festival. Good job, Pletty. Brilliant.
Yes, no, I got robbed the Fallout Boy. The only band that I wanted to see that I didn't get to see there. I did get to see all the other bands I wanted to see, thankfully.
I thought you were going to say I got to see all the bands I didn't want to see.
I mean, there were some bands where it's just like, okay, I'm just floating around the stages at the middle of the afternoon, and a couple of bands where I'm just like, yeah, I'll stay here for 10 minutes. Okay, this isn't great. Move on to a different stage. Good things. It was the festival. Good things.
Good things. God, the Australian music festival scene has completely just imploded, hasn't it? Man.
Yeah, there's there's a bunch of festivals now starting to pop up again, but it's also like,
I give them a year.
Yeah, I mean, there's one that I signed up to a pre-sale for because it wouldn't show me the ticket price, and I'm just like, okay, sure, I'll have a look at the pre-sale. Bunch of great Australian bands, don't get me wrong, but $210 for a ticket, and I'm just like, oh,
yeah, they're going nuts at the moment.
It's like WOMAD is like $400 for a day, and it's like 3 days long, and it's like, how can you justify spending that much money? That's crazy.
No, I can't, and it's like, yeah, like I think Good Things was probably, I think, 200 and something, but like that was before, the way they kicked in. That was Fallout Boy as the headliner. Limp Bizkit, like Devo, Spider Bait, like all these good bands that it's just like, oh, I've never had a chance to see these bands before, and I get to see them all in the one place, like Score. And that's when to me, that's when it's worth paying the premium, even though it's a shorter set list in a lot of cases, because it's like, well, I get to cross all these bands off at the same time. Like,
what?
Finally, like, got to see Eskimo
Joe in possession.
That was one on the bucket list.
I don't think she was offside there.
You don't think so?
No, I didn't think so. Watching it live, I'm sure I'm about to be proven wrong, but hard to tell from that.
Maybe not. Yeah.
Gee, oh, you got to do better from there.
Ford's got a little bit of a potty mouth on her tonight. For all those lip readers out there. Yes.
I didn't say that.
No,
I am ahead, so give it about 10 seconds.
Yeah, she's being dragged back.
She does have a point, though. Probably should have been a foul. Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Almost clutch. Paletti can remember the most obscure reference of all time, but can't remember the name of a festival they went to. Yeah, my memory is very all over the place. I remember small, minute, irrelevant details about a lot of things. And then I just can't remember others. I hate the way my memory works.
Is that the went to ground in the box? It's been two entertaining games, to say the least.
Yes, it has been.
Very
which is good. And yet
Sydney
we've
FC
still managed to
for
speak more about things other than football. Yeah.
Looks like Sydney are going to have one last corner before halftime. Oh, what do I do for the clock at halftime? Oh,
panic.
Header. Panic. Maybe like reset 45? That sounds about right.
Just reset to 0 and put like a 2 next to it. That's what they do in That's what I was saying they do.
No, ew, that's so
in
gross. No way.
some I've watched some South American leagues where that's what they do.
Yeah, I've seen that done as well. I've also seen it done where it's instead of counting up, it counts down, and I despise that. That's the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
That's gross.
Oh yeah,
that's such an American thing to do. No offense, Clutch.
When Fox Sports switched their NRL score bug to counting down instead of counting up, I'm just like, nah, this is utter woke nonsense is what it is.
Counting up is good for AFL. I would maintain that because then you don't know when the siren's going to go.
Yeah.
As a spectator, it adds more tension to it.
I don't know. I think the fact that and I'm speaking as a non-AFL person here, because you still get that at the ground where they have the count up clock and it goes into red time or red whatever they call it.
You honestly don't though anymore because all the teams hold up boards that tell you how long there is left in the game.
I will put it this way: the last time I went to an AFL game, it was the count up clock, and there was none of that being held up that I could see anyway. I think it's the fact that you have a set amount of time to play. I don't like the idea of a count up clock. Although Clutch does make a good point here where American college soccer does the countdown. I'll tell you what, that is something I only realized this year. Is that not only it's a countdown, but they don't do stoppage time. They pause the clock at every stoppage.
Yeah,
right. That's weird
as Clutch is saying here, seeing a goal scored with 4 seconds left in the game is electric.
Conversely, Clutch, seeing a goal scored after the 90 minutes is up is just as electric.
Yeah.
They scored not in the 90 minutes, they scored it in the 90
Yeah,
plus
you get more room for electricity. And then you get the final whistle or the final siren that you don't know is coming.
Yeah.
And if you have the countdown, then you get all these kids that count 1 on 1, but then they don't know that 0 is an extra second, so they're all cheering a full second early. Disgraceful. All right, looks like it's half time. Let's okay. Pause you. Let's go in. Let's start at 45 minutes. Reset. Bang. There we go. Half time. Sydney 3, Eastern 0.
Sydney very much going on with the job there in the first half. Probably a good thing for Tale's side. It might have a chance to do a little bit of rest and rotation in the second half, unless he wants to run up the goal difference, because the group could potentially come down to goal difference.
Nah, they're already 12 clear.
Yeah,
it's fine. In fact, now they'll be 15 clear. I love your opener of 3-0 at halftime. Probably good for Tale's side.
Probably good.
Probably.
You don't know. They could concede 4.
Currently, they have a goal difference of +9. Sanfrecce have a goal difference of +6.
Yeah, got to at least double that.
So, as I said, the group potentially could come down to goal difference if either Kaya or Easton can upset Sanfrecce.
Oh, good leave.
Match day
Turn.
5 or match day 6.
It's in. That's some fantastic play.
She's been quite amped up in this game.
Yeah.
Oh, that is beautiful from Caitlin Ford. I've only just see. This is what happened. Even though I'm ahead, I didn't even see that because I'm looking at Sydney FC's goal difference here in the AFC. But no, beautiful work there by Caitlin Ford. Nice little.
Who was it with the leave?
That's really good from Carpenter.
Yeah, Carpenter does well. Then who's
EVE.
that? EVE.
And
then a good turn from Ford and a quality finish as well. Composed.
Goal. Bang, 2-1.
Back in it.
Yeah, should going back to what I was saying before, it should definitely allow Tally an opportunity to rotate a little bit with the game against Kaya at home coming up next week. I know they have the weekend off, but a chance to get some minutes in the legs. Some of the younger players that maybe haven't had a chance so far this season. Uh, I like the fact that Devon Ishmears has started this game for Sydney FC. I believe that's his first minutes of the season. I could be wrong.
I think so.
Yeah, I'd say
they decided
probably.
to leave Redders at home after the derby. He was a bit sore.
That's fair.
Oh, I have some more breaking news for you. You ready for this? New football podcast. Rosette FC with Adam Peacock,
Oh God.
James
Right.
Dodd,
Right.
and Ed Cavalier.
Ed Cavalier. All right.
Yeah, Ed Cavalier's getting
Nice.
back on the football train.
Nice.
It appears it's a world football approach.
News Corp getting the gang back together.
I don't think it's anything to do with News Corp. It appears pretty independent.
Oh yeah,
Even
my
better.
apologies. Oh yes, that's right, because Adam Peacock is no longer a News Corp employee; he's a freelancer. That's right. My apologies to Mr. Peacock.
I don't think he's going to be too offended. I think it's all right. That's a fascinating trio right there.
That's a very interesting combination, isn't it?
Definitely worth a listen. I think.
Yeah, sure. I just love how much content's coming out now.
In Brisbane.
Well, good hit. No, it wasn't a good hit. Never mind. It's straight to Macca.
Oh, Ribbons. Ribbons is down. Looks like it was off the ball. I sort of half caught it. Maybe I'm wrong.
How is there 7 minutes in the Achilles game as well?
Because they need to make sure that they maintain the same time difference between the two games. They were
there's more time in that one. Oh my God.
They were like, it was a massive injury in the Sydney game. Let's add a bunch of time onto the Tillies.
Oh, that's, completely off the ball there on Razzo. Missed by everyone by the looks of things. You got to remember, we've had the Brazilian keeper went down twice. Macca went down once, and I think there was a stoppage elsewhere on the pitch as well. So, that's 4 stoppages.
What are we looking for?
Yeah,
here? Oh,
4
Reza getting blocked.
4 stoppages, 1 substitution already.
It wasn't a huge amount of contact there. To be fair,
No,
it's probably just a bad fall more than anything. It was just shoulder on shoulder. A bit cheeky, sure, but I was doing worse in the 5-a-side. Number of times I always killed someone because, just went in feet first in the air. Trying to block things.
I got a question for both of you. What have you made of the way that the pitch looks so far at Lang Park? Because it certainly isn't in like the 25 different colours that it usually is for a football game, but
it's very patchy.
It still doesn't look great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not ideal.
It looks like if you ask somebody to turn their back garden into a football pitch. Like it's passable, but it looks like it was done by amateurs.
It looks like it was just rolled out in those strips.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when do Brisbane play it next?
I don't know. When's the Luke Combs concert?
That's January. I know that.
Well, what's worse, a concert, or did you see what was happening at HBF Park over Unite Round?
Yeah, the dirt bikes.
Dirt bikes.
Oh my God.
Okay, so Brisbane Roar next play at home on Friday the 6th of December against Melbourne City. So
next week.
Might give the pitch a couple of weeks. Yes, so that will be. I've lost track of time. Then
That's
it's away to the Wanderers.
Yeah, get stuck in, Razzo. Go on.
That is a big foul. Then they're away to the Wanderers on my birthday, actually, and then they welcome Perth Glory a week later, and then a couple of games at home.
Did you see that?
Razzo,
yeah, Razzo kind of just dropped her legs there. Oh no,
I will
actually, it looks fine from that angle.
I will say though, an advantage for the state of the for the pitch at Lang Park is that. Oh, that is
another huge.
bad.
What's going on in these games? It's
Caitlin is
just
getting absolutely battered.
She
that's
just got
clearly
slapped
the
in
approach,
the face.
right?
Like that's not great. Like I'm not suggesting violent conduct, but she just gets slapped in the face. Like certainly wasn't intentional.
Oh,
Yeah, you see what I mean?
yeah. I mean, it's just the trailing arm. Like it's
it's
nothing.
the eyes as well. It catches the eyes. Like those.
Oh, you know, it hurts. I'm sure, but like, there's no way there was any intent.
Nah. Mind you, no, I'm not even going to bring it up.
No.
Well, I was going to say something about Cristiano and the Adelaide United red card in the grand final and the joke of a decision, but yeah. Well, I've made the point now, so there you go.
Yeah, I mean, for Brisbane Roar, it does look to get better for them, not only as the season goes on in terms of how the pitch will look up in Brisbane, but I don't know if any of you saw, I've been across it, is that the scheduled All Elite Wrestling event at Suncorp has been moved to the Brisbane Entertainment Centre. So that's one less event on the stadium floor itself.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then...
Such a win.
And then, you
Gotta
know...
take what you can, Lockie.
They start a bit of a stretch of home games to close out the season. But I can't even say... But sort of like they've spent a little bit more time at home than they do away. I will say that. Starting on the 1st of March, which is right around the time that NRL season kicks back up. So you just know that pitch will be in good quality because heaven forbid the Broncos have to play on a pitch that's in the state of this. And Kennedy giving one back. Got the magic spray out.
It's yeah.
You know what I've just seen? This is the worst news of the night. After the Mariners' loss yesterday, Australia have fallen to 7th.
Oh, not the coefficient points.
Not this AFC coefficient.
If things stay like they are, we don't get a Champions League elite spot. We're in 7th at the moment in the live standings. Sydney FC will go on a run and we'll get up, but we're in 7th. God,
that's what happens.
Do you still get a playoff spot in the Champions League Elite, or is it just no spot whatsoever?
It's 1+1 in Champions League 2.
So it's not even a playoff spot there for us.
No, it's not.
Oh,
that's all right. Just got to win more in Asia. Like nobody's to blame.
Well done.
But that's but like
we get 2 sides in Champions League 2. It just raise the coefficient because the Australian sides will go on and batter that competition.
And then it'll be next, and then the season after the coefficient will drop again because it's like, oh, they performed poorly in the Champions League Elite, so the coefficient goes down again. It's just that's the cycle that Australian clubs are in.
To be fair, once Australia drops down, it will take a while to get back up because it is on a rolling 4-year period. So they determine the coefficient. So you'd probably spend a couple of years just having Champions League 2 football, which is not great. Although Lockie is our expert, so he might be able to correct me there if I've got the number wrong.
Asian correspondent.
Kind of being a rolling 4-year coefficient number.
8 years.
That's 8 years now, is it?
Yes, it is 8 years. It staggers down, so like each. Wait, hold on. Did the referee just blow a foul as Ellie Carpenter is running into the box?
That's oof.
Hold on. I will give an answer in a second, but.
Yeah, she gave the
she's
foul
in the
there.
penalty box.
Like after Carpenter got the ball too.
Samani definitely having...
like it's a foul, yes, but then Carpenter ends up with the ball and then the whistle's blown.
I want to see it again to know when she blows the whistle.
Yeah, I feel like it was after Carpenter got the ball, no?
That's rough. Anyway, Yeah, the AFC coefficient is a rolling 8 years, but you lose 10% of each year every year. So it starts off with 100% of the most recent year.
Yeah.
And then 90%, 80%, and it keeps going down.
Okay.
Also, side note, the Sydney game has started up again in the second half, and the Tillies game is still in its first.
I've just restarted the clock. We are back for the second half of Sydney Eastern.
Now, what are you
It's
talking
funny.
about?
That's what the Wanderers call them, isn't it?
East Sydney.
That's a good one from you, Jacob.
Thank you. Might have to put that one on Zitter and Blue Sky, and
Zitter. I'm not allowed to say the real name, are you?
Well, considering the algorithm has screwed us over a bit there, getting the good books. Good touch.
Oh, I missed this in the tribute to Polkinghorn. I've just opened up Blue Sky. Darren Lockyer made an appearance?
Yeah. Gave her the shirt or whatever.
Queensland legend, Darren Lockyer.
Here we go. Adelaide United has been recognised globally for its commitment to youth development. Ranked 43rd on a list of 900 clubs from 58 leagues. There you go.
All right, half-time in Tillies. Well, it's kind of worked out, so now we get to watch Sydney, right?
For 15 minutes. And then Caitlin Ford is... If she doesn't get one of the centre-backs sent off, she will be sent off. It's the way it's going.
All right, time to listen to the dulcet tones of Simon Hill for a little bit.
Not as good as friend of the podcast, Robbie Thompson.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
Or I don't know if you've heard this one, Paletti. I stole a burger off of Archie Thompson.
Yeah, no, you did tell me this on Monday night, I want to say.
Yeah, that was that was a very funny encounter. My brother actually came up with it when he heard about it. He was like, "Oh, you should have turned around and said that's for all the times you scored against Adelaide."
that's a surefire way to get your accreditation suspended.
Worth it.
Man, I keep staring at this AFC graph. It's so sad.
I swear, like I understand the seriousness of the situation, but you have to be like one of the 5 people in Australia who's actually like obsessed with this.
There's more than 5.
Yeah, it's also
plenty of people passively care about it.
It seems a silly thing to get annoyed about as well, because it's like I said earlier, just be good and win games. Like,
yeah,
nobody to blame but the teams themselves.
I mean, it's obvious that Australia is
hampered by what a goal!
Salary cap. Is that Eastern?
Eastern have scored, yeah, straight from
it's
almost like an Olympico.
Far behind you, I've restarted the stream twice.
That is
a gorgeous goal.
I don't know if it is.
Yeah. Did it take a deflection?
Yeah, it's a header.
Okay, gorgeous assist then. How about that?
Thank you, Clutch. There are literally dozens of people who care about it. But it's also like, do we want the money or not? Like, come on.
Well, I mean, okay.
Yes, the clubs want the money, but they're just not good enough for it. That's the thing.
No. Okay, yeah, that is a gorgeous.
But the thing
assist.
is, they're not good enough because there's the obvious hamstring of the salary cap in Australia.
Okay,
it's just rough. It's going to take you down, right? So realistically, we should be a lot closer to Japan and Korea, but because of the salary cap, that's going to take 30 points off our capabilities. Probably not so much at the moment because people are not going to, clubs are not going to spend much more than they can at the moment anyway. But in 5 years' time, when we've recovered to a good point, we're not going to be able to ever catch Japan and Korea like we are now. We should be able to beat China, Thailand, and definitely Vietnam and Malaysia that are above us now.
Okay, I understand the salary cap argument, but I also don't buy it. And I'll tell you why.
Are you kidding me? What are you talking about?
No. I will tell you why I don't buy it. I don't buy it because besides the Mariners, if you have a look at the last 3 or 4 sides who have represented Australia in Champions League, or what is now the Champions League Elite competition, Melbourne Victory haven't been shy about spending money. Melbourne City haven't been shy about spending money on their squad. Sydney FC haven't been shy about spending money on their squad. They can, I understand that still the bulk of the squad falls under the salary cap system, but you have the marquee spots that don't count against the salary cap. You've got, I understand he's a little bit older now, but you've got someone like Ryan Grant who I think it's 50% of his wages don't count against the cap. Because he's basically been with the club since he was a junior, and not since he was a junior, but
you don't understand the levels that we're dealing with here, though. These are the best clubs from the best nations in the continent.
I understand that, and I understand, there's no competing with I understand when the Champions League Elite moves into the stages where there's a crossover. I understand there's not going to be that competing with these Middle Eastern clubs, but when you've got these sides who can go out and spend money on quality marquees, and the recruitment hasn't quite been right. Looking at Nani, looking at Keisuke Honda, hasn't quite.
Hey, Keisuke Honda was great. I don't say a bad word about my boy Keisuke. All right.
I remember some of the comments made from fans towards him about his how he was more unreliable than a Kia. Honda, you're more reliable.
He was a legend. He contributed to the best period of Melbourne Victory, as in playing football wise, pure football. Those 2-3 months with him and Ola Toivonen. Oh,
I'd argue that was more Toivonen than it was Honda.
Oh my god!
But anyway, the point is that this marquee recruitment hasn't for Victory. Okay, it didn't work out for Sydney FC. It looks like it's working out here with Costa in the early goings of the season. But Melbourne City, and I understand there's budgets that Melbourne City themselves have to work into, despite the fact that the City Football Club is
they don't go for big name marquees.
No, what I'm saying is that they have the opportunity to recruit well. And it hasn't always quite worked out, and they have the money to spend. Because it doesn't necessarily have to be a big name marquee. You just have to get the right marquee player in, or the designated player that falls outside of the gap. It's why I don't necessarily buy the salary cap as an argument, because some of these clubs, besides Mariners, the most recent clubs to have competed at the Champions League level have the ability and have spent money in recent years. But they haven't got their recruitment right.
No, because literally the top clubs from Japan and Korea, they're all marquees. Every single player in their lineup is someone that would almost be considered a marquee player in Australia. That's the level we're at.
Here's my counterpoint. Just be better.
Just be better.
just play better football.
There's also the effect of the Mariners. If you're not Sydney FC, Melbourne Victory, I wouldn't even put Melbourne Victory in that boat at the moment. Sydney FC, Western Sydney Wanderers, probably that. Given the way Melbourne City is spending, I'm probably not even putting them in there at the moment. Maybe if they qualified for the Champions League, then they would actually go out in the window before and buy some more big players. But if you're not one of those 4 clubs, then not only do you have to know you're going into the Champions League and recruit well and get some good players to help you in that tournament, you also have to replace the 5 that have been bought because you've been successful in the A-League. Exactly like what the Mariners have done. So all of a sudden, instead of just having to improve your squad, you're having to replace 5 of your best players. And that's just impossible to do.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is that if you look at the last few years when these clubs did have money to spend and were spending money, the recruitment hasn't quite worked out.
They weren't spending real money. In Asian football relativeness, they weren't spending real money.
We'll agree to disagree.
Okay. I feel like I'm on an episode of The Overlap at the moment. Man, 7th in the East. Frickety dickety.
No swearing on the live stream.
I know. I caught myself.
He's already broken that once. So
It was an accident. It was an accident.
Christian gets a free pass.
No, he doesn't. He's already used up plenty. He's already used up plenty. See, and the Mariners get, I think it's like 6 points or something for a win in the Champions League Elite, and Sydney FC only get 3.
A coefficient point, you mean?
Yeah.
No points on the ladder. They
No,
get double
like,
points.
well,
it's like a
when
pity
you look
thing.
at-
Oh, you guys have been so bad. Here's 6 points for a win.
No, but it's like, well, I mean, if Lockie had gone to like 6 points total on the ladder, you know, although to be fair, the Mariners are still quite a ways away from that one. But you know, like it's when you like using ice hockey as an example, right? You have to differentiate between scoring points and standings points because it's just points. Just watching I'm a Celebrity.
Seems like a silly sport that would allow that.
It's the silliest sport.
Okay, let's have a little bit of fun here. So
No, please, let's not.
No. Let's have some fun. So we saw recently that Chloe Lagazzo and Emily Gilnick went on The Amazing Race Australia. Which A-League? Okay, I'll go. Which A-League men's footballer and which A-League women's footballer would we like to see go into the jungle?
It's
Into
the jungle.
Yes. Can be past or present.
I mean, we know what the most likely is, right? Archie Thompson.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
He's-
100%.
He's absolutely the most likely. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if he's already been on it and I've missed it.
Yeah.
I don't think he has. I know he's done MasterChef.
That's true. Yes, yeah.
Archie go into the jungle for a couple of weeks.
Man, I really hope Sydney FC win the league so they can be in Champions League Elite next year. That would be great. And they don't lose.
And then
Ufuk-Talay.
they'll lose their games, and then you'll go, oh, I wish
No, they
other
won't,
than
though.
Sydney got in.
Sydney FC will be competitive with this squad.
Okay,
They'll be super
With-
competitive.
with the way that the ACL2 and the ACL Elite works, doesn't the ACL2 winner go into the Champions League or no?
No, I don't think so. Oh,
Maybe the
Because-
qualifiers?
definitely
surely
qualifiers. They actually
because
might go straight
surely-
through nowadays.
Because
I'm not
surely
sure.
you'd want Sydney FC to win the Champions League 2, get into the Champions League Elite, and have
That's true, actually. Yeah, Melbourne
have-
Victory win the league. Sydney FC win the
Hey,
ACL2.
Victory.
Yeah.
No. Hang on, we've established this already.
Victory
that
are like one of the worst Australian teams in Asia that I think anybody's ever seen. I don't remember them ever being good in Asia.
Hey, Melbourne Victory
Hey,
are
that
finishing
COVID
ninth.
year we
We've
were good.
established this.
They can finish fourth. I don't care. As long as it's Wellington and Auckland above them, then they still get in.
Yeah, no. We have established that Melbourne Victory are finishing ninth. And we've also established
you've
that
established
Auckland,
that in your
we've also
mind.
established that Auckland and Wellington are going to top the league because it would be the funniest thing ever to have two OFC teams
Would be pretty funny.
win.
Yes, clutch.
Or, like, they're just going to get like our third place team into the Champions League Elite.
Maybe. Yeah, no. So that's the plan, right? Sydney win the AFC ACL2 and then get into the qualifiers or straight in the league phase. I actually can't remember how it's... I don't think it's straight in. I think they do have to win a qualifier. But do that. Melbourne Victory
You'd
win
back
the
Sydney
league.
FC to win the qualifier, though.
I mean, you would. You'd hope so. But you're going to
Lockie's
be
clearly
playing...
backing them to win the whole thing at this rate.
You're going to be playing a like a Korean or a Chinese like third or fourth team, right? So it's not going to be easy.
It's also not necessarily going to be difficult either, I don't think. I think like it's a winnable game.
Okay, yeah, it's winnable. It's not going to be easy. But then they're going to win that. Melbourne Victory are going to win the league or come fourth with those three teams above them, whatever. And then MacArthur in the ACL2. Fun. I mean, sure. Go for your life.
MacArthur to give Champions League another crack. Why not?
Well, I could think of many reasons, but I won't go through them.
Well,
Man, I
okay,
really
what
wish-
other teams? What other teams would you much rather see?
Yeah, no, you're right, actually, because if you're taking out Auckland and Wellington, then there aren't that many options.
Yeah.
Like, do you want, at the risk of upsetting any West Australians tuning in, do you really want the Glory? Like, representing, representing Australia and Asia for the next
that would be
3 or 4 years?
Adelaide would be all right.
We've not been good in Asia since 2000.
You made a
2008 one.
Yeah,
2008. That was a long time ago.
And that was start with the negativity.
I saw a picture of that squad on Reddit today on the A-League subreddit, and the absolute aura in that squad is unmatched. Like, what a team! I've not seen the likes of them since. It would be this Adelaide side would struggle a lot in Asia.
Melbourne City in
City
the
could be good.
AFC2. In fact, I don't mind even if like.
Is it a penalty? It is.
Sydney FC, Klamala in behind, chopping around. That's soft.
Oh yeah, easy pen.
He's done well to earn that. Let's say that.
Easy pen. You're giving that a foul.
Look, just give credit where credit's due, and
In fact, to answer that question, I'm giving it outside.
Let's have a look at this replay.
Start outside the box?
Yeah, it absolutely did.
That's in.
It definitely starts outside.
But then that final contact that actually
I'm just saying the replay.
Inside the box.
Starts outside. Oh, okay. I didn't actually see his feet. That's fair.
Yeah, there's an actual trip in the box.
Yeah, there is.
Like, they're going basically shoulder to shoulder until they get in the box, and then there's a trip.
It was clever from Klamala to sort of realise that, hey, there's likely to be a foul here. Let's just move inside slightly and get the penalty.
He did well.
Matildas, Brazil.
The Tilly's almost back.
Underway. Yes, they're just going through their huddles now. Michelle Heyman warming up. So I don't know if she'll be a halftime sub, but I imagine
Vietnam
won't be too far off coming on.
See, this is what kills us, right? So Vietnam and Malaysia. In fact, Vietnam.
Team stepping up.
Vietnam have just. Oh yeah. Who was that?
No, cancel that goal out. That goal doesn't happen. Cancel it out. I'm sorry. That's crap.
Why?
I don't like it. He stops.
You're allowed to.
You're supposed to keep in motion.
I am pretty sure that's not a rule anymore.
Let me get the laws of the games out.
I don't think that's a rule anymore.
Where are we?
He actually does.
He literally stops.
No, he doesn't.
Like both of his feet are planted on the ground, and he stops moving forward.
Nah, he's still.
Penalty if you want to kick procedure.
Hold on, Jacob. Before you read the laws of the game now, if you're telling me that we're at a point with with the laws of the game where like keepers aren't allowed to, like Redmayne's not allowed to do the wiggles, celebrate like the wiggles distraction anymore. Like then keepers should just penalty takers should just be forced to run up and boot the ball. None of this stopping, none of this little snippy step sort of vibe that like Paul Pogba used to do. Is literally run up, boot it, pick your spot, and hope for the best.
I don't disagree, but these are the laws of the game. These are the rules of cricket.
Law of the game. No. The player taking the penalty kick commits an offence if they feint to kick the ball once the run-up is complete. So you can do it during the run-up like he did, but once you're in that final stride to kick the ball, so once you planted that leg, you can't feint. You have to kick the ball.
So basically, he's allowed to stop.
He's allowed to do whatever he wants in the run-up, but once he gets to the ball, he has to kick it.
No, that's ridiculous. I'm sorry. That's ridiculous. If we're stopping keepers from, gaining any sort of advantage from the spot, then that was close from Sydney
Almost
FC.
an Olympico.
If we're stopping goalkeepers from gaining any sort of advantage that they may or may not have in the form of a distraction, then the penalty taker should be forced to take it. It's almost like, as an Englishman, Jacob, you'll appreciate this one. Cricketers, we've got all these things to make it unfair for the bowlers now. We've got batters that have, that have bats that have that have an edge the size of my forehead, where they can just basically, they can get it off the edge and it'll go for 6 on most grounds now. Like if they hit it on the right spot. Like, taking all the powers away from the bowler. That's what this is doing. It's taking it all away from the keeper. Just so, the only way you're essentially going to see a penalty save now is either they guess right and there's not enough power for it to go past them, or the keeper is pulling out some sort of miraculous 1 in a million save. Otherwise,
well, that's the thing, right? Is that I think that's the trade-off as the penalty taker. Is if you do one of those stop-start run-ups, is you can't generate as much power as you could if you. It has to be precise. You have to hit it perfectly. So any misplaced penalty actually increases the chance for the keeper to save it because it'll be a weaker penalty. But I can see what you're saying about it. Does kind of disadvantage the keeper, but that's just the way that football, because otherwise it becomes one of those really grey areas where it's like, oh yeah, you've got to maintain forward momentum. How do you judge forward momentum? What's like, it becomes a bit of a grey area. I also love how you bring up cricket because
referee coming over to move the ball back at the free kick because the Eastern player moved it like 2 meters forward. Anyway, sorry, Jacob, go on.
Love how you bring up cricket because, well, we had a sort of similar discussion over Unite round, didn't we, Lockie, with a rule in cricket with the whole when is it a catch when the ball's near the ground sort of thing. And I was like, oh, it should just be blanket rule. If it touches the ground, even if you got your fingers under it, if it touches the ground, it's no catch, just to make it as clear as possible. But so maybe it is a case of you cannot fake a stop or completely stop or anything during run up. You have to keep going, but I doubt they're going to change that now that they've seen.
Of course they won't. They probably think they found a happy medium here, which is really not, because it's just an absolute gun shy of an advantage to the taker.
Oh, nice ball.
I feel like
gorgeous ball forward.
I feel like good goalkeepers still are saving penalties at the same rate as they always have been, though. That's the thing, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm misremembering, but
there's an interesting trend in field hockey at the moment, because shootouts, like it's like a shootout in hockey is like those old school MLS penalties, where you just run from a while away. Yeah. And what's happening now is in the last 10 years or so, they've been incorporated into a lot more competitive competition. So it's not just at a tie.
Forward again.
Ooh, turns around. Doesn't get it. It's not just at a tie at the end of like a knockout game. They play it in lots of different ties in just regular league games all around the world. So they're doing a lot more of them, right? And so what's happening is now they've had a few years of players doing them a lot more often. Goalkeepers are actually getting really good. So the conversion rate is significantly lower for outfield players scoring them than it used to be. So the whole like balance of like how many goals you're supposed to score has completely changed in the last 5 years.
Well, there you go.
But obviously penalties have been around for a while, so I don't think they're changing too much.
I don't think it would happen in football either, because the part of the thing with football is the goal to player ratio is so big, right? Like the goal is a lot bigger than a goalkeeper is. Whereas in hockey it's obviously
very small.
A lot smaller.
Something switch on from Ufactello.
My lip reading skills are not that good.
What do you mean?
Well, I basically said, like I said earlier in the Matildas first half, I said Caitlin Ford getting a little bit lippy and a little bit loose with the language, or words to that effect, because I could read enough of it, but my lip reading's not good enough there to get Ufactello.
Oh no, you could hear him.
It was It was pretty
okay, you're listening. Okay, you're listening. I'm not. I find that if I'm trying to have the commentary going, I'm just going to get too distracted. I won't be able to pay attention to you guys. So I've got both games muted. So Lockie's the only one listening to commentary here.
It's on very, very softly. So you two are still the priority. Don't worry.
Yay! I'm a priority.
Well, Tilly's in behind again.
Completely
go on forward.
Completely bemused
by my that's a poor pass.
And that's Wahim with a hat trick just quietly, by the way. Very, very good game for him.
When did he score again, did he?
No, he had that penalty, but I forgot that he'd already scored twice.
Oh dear. I have to put this in the rundown now.
What do you have to put in the rundown?
About the coefficient.
Oh, God. I'm going to boycott the Round Ball Australia podcast, I swear.
It's a big storyline.
At least I'm like going to be so tired of listening to him talk about the coefficient that I'll actually might fall asleep tonight.
But you still got those like 2,000 coffees you had on Friday in your system.
Yeah. No, just my sleep schedule is just shot to bits. But
Caitlin Ford mouthing off again.
This is what I was saying. She's going to get herself sent off. She's not careful.
Very bemused by something the referee has done. She's in the book. So is Brazil's number 3, Victoria Calhau, which I'm sure I'm pronouncing wrong. I do have access to a pronunciation guide that I didn't listen to. So my apologies
Nice.
to the Brazilian viewers.
Good preparation.
Anyone who's tuning in. Oh, Brazil are on here. And wouldn't you believe it, my TV just cut out.
Good. For us, good.
Oh, we're back. It's gone blurry now. I'm assuming there's some my aerial does occasionally get a little bit temperamental around, particularly with the high definition.
Well,
panels.
what I'll say, Letty, is it's a goal.
Oh, that was a great cut inside.
Yes, it's just come back with a replay.
Yes.
3-1 Brazil.
Is that Gio Queiroz, former Arsenal player?
I had like there was it was like a year and a half after I moved into this place where I couldn't watch free-to-air television using an aerial if I had like if I had the lights on, or it got like even just a little bit windy outside, because there was an issue with the way they built it, and it took them like almost 18 months to come and fix it.
Nice. That's a very composed finish.
Yeah. And then there were like 2 channels that worked in standard definition, but because my eyesight is so poor, I just can't watch sports in standard definition, which is all of what I use my free-to-air TV watching for is sports.
Yeah.
Because seven
our area is rubbish here as well, to be fair. So
is certainly one of the platforms that you can watch things on in this country. Not always quality.
Look, Plenty, all I'll say is it could be a lot worse. There was somebody in England has been imprisoned for 3 years for illegally watching Premier League matches. So, it could be worse. It could be to the point where you don't pay for Sky, you go to prison. Like,
oh, that keeper looks done
for the 3rd time.
Oh, Thiago Quintal's on. Here we go. Time to switch the main screen.
So is Corey Holman.
Yep.
We have Senna coming off, as was Joe Lolly. The APL's sugar hit. Just gone over everyone's head. Either that or it just wasn't good.
I'll be honest, I'm not paying attention. It is now 10:05 here, and then half an hour later for you two. So,
I was up till like 3 a.m. last night. You've got no excuse.
Why though?
Got the.
Do you have a good reason?
Yes, I do. I do have a good reason. And it's my own incompetence as to why I was up till 3 a.m. Because I really should have had this done weeks ago. So I was up till 3 a.m. because I was booked in to see my accountant at 11 o'clock. and I've just been delaying getting everything together. And it's like, oh shit, okay. Oh, sorry. Sugar honey iced tea.
No.
It's like, oh, sugar honey iced tea. I've got to get everything together. And so I was just like frantically searching emails. Receipt here, check this, grab that, make sure all these things are up to date so I can go in this morning and do it. So yes, that's why I was up till 3 a.m. Something I should have had done weeks ago.
Clutch says it's going to be so cool when the Tillies score 2 goals back to back to tie the game. It's very optimistic.
They've had some good chances this half. So it's not out of the question completely, but it's unlikely.
Goal to number 4, Claire Polkinghorn. Is how this is going to go, I reckon. Whether it's the equalising goal is anyone's guess, but I think she's half a shot of getting on the score sheet if she hasn't been substituted off at that point. Because obviously she will get substituted off to get her standing ovation.
Ugh.
Can't wait to see all the doomers on social media decrying a 3-1 loss to Brazil
in a friendly.
And how it's the worst thing that happened to Australian football and all that. And for those people, I say that there might be some sort of challenge that you should partake in. And if you're one of the 3 people who gets that reference, I appreciate you.
Again, none of those 3 people are in this.
This ref, are you watching this? This ref is getting stuck in. Let's go.
Well, in the Sydney game, yeah.
Yeah.
Keeper substitution for Brazil.
Probably about 50 minutes too late.
For Australia.
Yeah. It's been a very physical game. Well, both of them have been very physical, actually.
All right, here's a fun game for you. Some new stats have come out. Organised sport participants in New South Wales, Ausplay data, 2023 to 24. What do you reckon? What do you reckon rugby league is? Total participants, all ages.
So the number or which place it is?
Give me both.
I don't know how many people live in New South Wales.
No. I vaguely know this one.
Can't wait for Play to get this wildly wrong.
No, because I remember reading figures from it might have been a couple of years ago, but I definitely remember reading figures more recently.
All right, let me tell you this.
I know exactly what the number is. It's 4,000 people exactly.
I think it's 147 something or other, and I believe it's
147.
And 1,000, 147,000 something or other, and I believe it's third on the list behind football, which is first, and I want to say
right?
No, I think it's cricket.
No, it's not. It's 7th. 1, 2. Oh, sorry, 6th.
Rugby league is 6th.
Rugby league is 6th.
Yep.
With 106,000.
Okay, so I was off by 41,000.
Not bad.
Well, 33%.
It's a lot closer than I thought I was going to
25%.
Complete blind guess is a pretty decent.
Okay, knowing that, Marco, what do you think football is?
It's got to be 500,000.
Yeah, it's
that's a big jump.
It's definitely around that, and it's the top spot by a mile. I know that much.
581,000.
Yeah, there you go.
Second place is touch, to be fair.
Right.
So I don't know. It's that's 240, almost equal with basketball.
But even that combined with non-touch is not close.
So
to
that's
football.
340 touch and regular league to 580 football.
So
it still dwarfs them.
It's not even close.
And there's netball and cricket on about 150 each.
Okay, so I do have a little bit more
Australian
information.
football less than a week. Okay.
Going back to the Claire Polkinghorne presentation, so Darren Lockyer, along with swimmer Susie O'Neill, were some of Claire's childhood heroes. So that explains Lockyer's involvement. Caitlin Ford moves into equal fourth on the Matildas goal scorers list with Cheryl Salisbury with her 38th goal, and Polkinghorne gets the standing ovation off in the 63rd minute for fellow Queenslander Sian Fryer. Really looking like she's struggling to hold back tears here, not gonna lie. Someone who doesn't like the limelight.
Clutch saying, listen, I have no idea what netball is, and at this point I'm too afraid to ask. It's like, imagine basketball, but once you've caught the ball, you can't move.
Yeah, you don't know what netball is. That's hilarious.
I have a story about this. So this was when, and maybe Fox Sports still do. They had the Fox Netball Twitter account, right? So I've got a friend who also lives in Vegas. It's not Clutch, who very much stays out late drinking on Fridays and Saturdays and whatnot. You'll find him at bars on a semi-regular basis. Just had random Australian netball come on at like 2 a.m. in the morning or whatever it was, and he's tagged me in a tweet going, what am I watching
Explain.
here? This thing called netball. Explain. And it's in the Fox Netball Twitter account as Klamala getting the hurry on from the ref to get off the pitch for Nathan.
Manatides, let's go.
The Fox Netball Twitter account has just replied with a GIF of like Ice Cube looking like the most menacing he's ever done. And I then get a direct message from my friend. It's just like, did I do something wrong? And I'm just like, no, it's just you didn't do anything wrong. Like you didn't know what netball is. Like it's a perfectly valid question to ask. Like just whoever the admin was on the Fox Netball
Clutch,
Twitter account.
Not only is it basketball, but you can't move, but they also have bibs that they take on and off.
Yeah.
That mark their position, and they can like only be inside the 3-point line or in the middle or like in one ends, but not inside the 3-point line. It's very confusing.
Yeah. And they all wear skirts. And
they all wear skirts. Well, the guys don't.
The guys don't. Yeah, let me rephrase that.
If you want a good explanation on netball, I would recommend hitting up A-League women commentator Georgia Radjic. She'll take any opportunity she can to talk netball.
Yeah, she
and
does.
also ask her, also ask her about the two toilets she has.
Toilets,
yeah. She's happy to talk about those as well.
And about the time that she went to Unite Round and they said, your flight is overbooked. Do you want to get on an early one? And that flight ended up leaving after the original flight.
Yeah, how late did you guys end up leaving?
I think it took off. I'm struggling to remember now. It was definitely after 9 o'clock. It probably would have been like 9:30.
See, I've had like my last couple of flights. I've had the option, like I fly out usually early in the morning.
Good sweeping.
So I usually I've had the option to move up to an earlier flight, and I'm like, what earlier flight? I'm like 80 minutes before my flight, and my flight's due to leave at 8:20, and it's 7 a.m. Like, what earlier flight can I get on? As I was just like, no, like I'm booked in for this flight. I've deliberately chosen this flight. Like, maybe if I got to the airport at like 6 a.m. because I don't know why. Ben Egmond is substituted for Tamiki Yallop, and Winnie Heatley has got the pickle juice out. Pickle juice. Yeah.
We're in the last 10 minutes or so of this AFC Champions League 2 game.
Clutch.
Is that JP Duminy on the bench for the Tillies? Wow,
you mean JP DiMarini?
That's it. What did I say?
Anyway. Duminy.
What's the Duminy? I don't know where that came from.
South African cricketer, no?
Yes, maybe just slightly off, but yes, that definitely rings a bell.
That's so crazy. I just remember him like invading the pitch in a victory game and then getting sacked the next week. That's what I remember him from.
that was the that was one of the games against Sydney, wasn't it?
That sounds right. Yeah.
Oh yes, no, it's the game that it's one of the 2 games involving Melbourne victory. I try to forget. Yes, that's right. The giving chase forlornly.
That was so sick. That game. That game only got replaced last year by my favourite victory game, by the Melbourne Derby elimination final.
Yeah, no, it was it was JP Duminy indeed. This is a South African cricketer. For some reason I thought it was there was just like it was something off about the surname from what Lockie said, but no, it is Duminy.
Cricket, netball, and a footballer.
And footballer. There you go.
Yeah. Very versatile, Jen.
Yeah, no, Clutch in the comments, this feels like Drop Bears all over again. Drop Bears are real, Clutch. I don't know why everyone keeps convincing you they're not. They are real.
What are real?
Drop Bears.
Oh, okay.
They are the Australian national quadball team. They are very much real.
Oh, there we go. There's
It's been a while since I brought up quadball in either a podcast or a live stream. Mostly because I haven't been appearing on any.
yeah. You've not had the chance to.
There's been so much to talk about on the Dubcast. I haven't had time to bring up anything.
To be fair, you lot had a 15-minute segment at the start of the first one talking about The Simpsons. So,
no.
Which game are you looking at, Lockie, for that one?
The Tillies game.
Tillies.
Sean Fry got brought down.
Catley, crossing, goal kick. I mean, yes, we did spend a little bit of time talking about The Simpsons, but that was topical, I believe.
You can't even remember.
No, because like Burke was going through her first watch through of The Simpsons, and we literally her, myself, Kieran Yap, and a couple of others. We'd all just been like we'd been like vicariously living through Burke's rewatch of just like, okay, what does she think about these sorts of things? Kieran Yap and myself definitely consider Last Exit to Springfield to be the greatest Simpsons episode ever, which it is. Do not at me. So yeah, I don't know. When I was crafting that intro, I just felt like, okay, I need something that's just like it's a little bit zany. Like I thought we were going to spend 2 minutes on it, not 5. I'm not going to lie.
You're the host, right? You can control that.
Yeah, but I wanted to let the conversation flow. Or to be fair, as the host, I have lost control of the podcast several times. But yeah, I wanted to let things flow. I like natural conversation. And it just kept on going. And it didn't appear to affect our numbers, so I'm pretty happy with that.
What was your reference point for the first episode?
The fact that it is the most listened to episode that we have. So like the fact that
you don't think they heard that and then decided not to come back next week?
Yeah. My Paramount has frozen, which is always good fun.
Hell was that from Alana Kennedy?
Leaf blowers.
I want to ban leaf blowers. Why have they got leaf blowers?
That is him.
What are they doing? They're blowing leaves into the street. Well, they're going to blow back.
The last episode, he spoke about leaf blowers.
I'll be at the half day tomorrow. I am. I just realised there's football.
Honestly, I want to go.
It's an Adelaide game in the evening.
I'm unfortunately not going to be able to watch that one live tomorrow. I don't think
you're going to miss much.
You've got a half day. I've got a press conference at like 8:45 in the morning.
The thing is, Clutch, you could hear that. Sorry, Clutch. I forgot that my Chrome was okay. For context, you two don't know this. I just watched a video on Twitter, but I didn't realize that audio was going to pass through. It's about Roy Keane and Ricky Gervais wanting to ban leaf blowers. I'm so sorry, Clutch.
Daniela Galich coming on. Winona Heatley making way from the field. Good showing from Winnie Hately. Yes. What time is this press conference? I should know what time this press conference is.
What's it for?
It is. Yes, no. The press conference is at 8:40 a.m. Bulls defender Dino Aslanigic.
I got Patrick Beach at 9:30.
Yours are on Zoom. You can just crawl out of bed.
I know, it's so good, eh? It's so good. And then Aurelio Vidmar at 10, both on Zoom. Lovely.
Vidi Vidmar.
Makes my life so much easier.
I will admit that is something I have done on a few occasions. Is
Can't
crawl literally 5 minutes before it's supposed to start, or 10 minutes before it's supposed to start, turn the computer on. As the Brazilian player down here, number 6, Yasmin. Is logging into the Zoom and so I'm still half asleep. Oh, that stretch is getting a little bit of a workout tonight across both ends.
We are in injury time of the
Sydney game.
Sydney game, yeah. In the Matildas game, we're just dealing with an injury, and time is passing.
There's still 15 to go at least.
Winnie Heatley getting treatment on the sideline. So clearly struggling a little bit with whatever's caused her to be substituted off, as Carpenter is still running around like a madhouse.
Just had a very good game.
Oh, that's a penalty. Sydney are going to concede another one. Well, maybe 78% of the time.
Hang on. No, Devin Smith is a good goalkeeper.
Yeah, but it's a penalty.
Paletti, you were just talking
we
about
had this
how
whole discussion.
Everything's in the striker's favour in a penalty.
Yes, we did.
Clutch, go look up. Actually, Sasha Pisani posted the video, but I'm sure Stick to Football have the post somewhere. The overlap, on the overlap, that's what it is. For huge face, Roy Keane, just having a grand old time.
Catley, take the corner. Devin Mears gets his instructions, and the referee literally did like the Wiggles thing. Just like, no, you can't do that.
This referee is creating so many issues for himself by just not being a nice guy.
He's done the Wiggles again as the referee.
I kind of like it. It's one of those ones where it's like, oh,
what's the reaction?
That's
now?
a terrible penalty.
Okay, hold on. I'm about to get it. Just give me.
Sorry, I wanted to hold my reaction, but that was awful.
He put it straight over the bar.
That's so bad.
Straight over the bar.
You know what, Jacob? How long before Mike Tomlin signs him up to kick field goals?
Yeah, well, we got Boswell, so it's, don't need it.
Did you just call it field golf?
Field goals.
No, field goals.
Sorry, it's late.
Because that's literally straight over the 3 points.
Well, it's definitely. I don't know. If there's any footballers, that. Thinking of retiring but want a few extra bucks, give American football a go. Just ping it between the uprights.
Well, I mean, there's this guy this season whose name I don't remember, and I don't remember which team he's playing for, but literally he played college soccer. Spent last season in
really helpful, Paletti. I don't remember who it is or who his team is.
Spent last season in the UFL. And this season gets an NFL contract and is like kicking at a ridiculous percentage.
We need to do something about kickers. They're scoring too many points, right?
NFL kicker.
Pat McAfee was a football player before he went into punting.
He was a punter, yes.
Yeah.
Brandon Aubrey, that's his name.
All right. Full time in the Sydney FC game.
Can I just say that
4-1.
stadium's awesome, by the way?
It is. It's really cool, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Little boutique, some nice shading kind of there over the back, the main stand.
Yeah, no, it's the Cowboys, Jacob.
Boo.
Brandon Aubrey is drafted by Toronto FC of Major League Soccer and played for the club's reserve team before moving to Bethlehem Steel FC, which is now Philadelphia Union 2.
Yeah.
Before switching to American football and played for the Birmingham Stallions of the USFL in 2022 and 23 before being signed by the Cowboys.
There you go.
All right. Come on, Tillies. Where are we?
I can't stand the Cowboys.
No one can stand the Cowboys.
Yeah.
The only reason they're
Even
America's
Cowboys
team is
fans.
because Jerry Jones is more like literally. I know, I know I made the joke earlier about
Wait, this is the wrong
about
football.
the City Football Group City Football Group having more money than God.
Uh-oh.
Jerry Jones has more power than God in the United States.
Clear it, girls.
Get it out. No. It's still in. Clear it. There we go. Bloody hell.
That was an exhausting passage of play there.
Turn this off.
Ooh.
Another injury for Brazil.
47,501
ref?
in attendance.
I hate when referees do. I know it's a friendly.
I believe is another sellout as well. Yes. So the 15th consecutive sellout for the Matildas on home soil.
Sellout, really?
Yes.
Doesn't
So-
look
Sell out. It's not a
So it's basically all available tickets that Football Australia were allowed to sell have been sold. So 47,501 is the attendance.
Sure. This has definitely been a bit of a feisty encounter.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's also just kick off on time and then we'd be done at a reasonable hour. Thanks.
When's the next game? Is it Sunday?
Fantastic question.
Yes, it is Sunday, 7:35 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time kickoff, or 7:30
Right.
p.m.
So after all the
Australian
A-League's
Eastern Daylight Time. Yes, that is correct. Yeah.
Well, don't tell me that was one of your cats.
Yes. What are they knocked down this?
It's just like an explosion in the background.
I'm going.
Oh, great work.
I'm guessing it is my power.
Oh,
board
Razzo,
that's been
go.
knocked down.
Oh.
Penalty? No.
Players down in the box. It's got to be.
Australian down in the box. They're wearing the same blue as the Italians from the 2006 World Cup as well.
They are wearing the same blue as Italy. Bet Christian's cheering them on.
It was my cats, and they did
I bet he
indeed
is
knock
the
down
sicko.
my power board.
I love how much fun we made of Christian over the weekend as well. Just all the AC Milan stuff. That was great.
He should have showed up. That would
Yeah.
have been fine. Oh, they're out here. Oh, not if you play a ball like that. Oh, maybe if you give it back like that.
Oh, go Ribbons! She's fed up. Oh,
Check the chat, Jacob.
I
I didn't know if he was in here or not. Hey, Christian. Have I finished my Christian, I'm giving my burning question to you. You can have it. I don't really believe in it.
It's a question. You don't have to have belief.
True, but I don't even think it's a good question.
So that's why you're giving it to Christian.
Yeah, well, he wanted it. He said he wanted it.
Fair. I don't know what I'm going to do for the random, the ping
What-
from distance.
What have I missed?
Nothing. We're figuring out stuff.
Talking about the podcast because we've got that in like 10 minutes. Ugh.
We'll be
What
right.
have we even got to talk about? What? Sydney, Tillies.
Melbourne victory, losing $10 million.
Well, that's a 30-second segment. If ever I've heard of one. By the way, guys, Victory are running at a loss, just like every other club in the league.
Isn't it like
$10 million
like,
from victory is quite
the-
a lot.
Basically, from what I've read, and I haven't read a lot, isn't it just like deferred loan debt, basically?
No, it's like 17 million of football expenses. Which what the hell does that mean? How are you spending $17 million?
Just they keep kicking the ball over the fence.
Just maybe.
Buying you one every time.
Maybe, I don't know.
$17
I
million
mean, how
worth
much
of
is it to
footballs.
rent Gosh's paddock?
Yeah.
But no, the whole deferring of loan stuff, that's a necessity because they don't have the assets to pay them back in a quick time.
Yeah, because 777 went bust. So
I'd love to know how much that actually impacted them. It sounds like they were expecting more money, but obviously didn't come.
I feel like that's every club. What is it? MacArthur's was the rumor of 40 million a loss? 40 million loss or something?
Was there any truth behind that?
I don't know. But if there is, then that's a lot of money.
Behind what, sorry? The MacArthur what now?
40.
40?
40 million, yeah.
That can't be right, surely.
You're not
That
on
was-
screen, Bloody, by the way.
But
Huh?
you just decided to just
Yeah.
lean away.
To be fair, I did lean away a little bit earlier as well. 40 million doesn't seem right, unless the only reason I can think of, without having looked at any of the numbers, is they spent a lot of money purchasing the land they want to put their training facility on that
Mm.
hasn't been. Actually, it's been a while since I've driven past there. I probably should go past again soon to check, but I still don't believe a shovel's been dug on that land. In terms of the training facility development.
Oh,
So,
that's a bad challenge.
that is.
Oh my
you
god,
know-
just won the throw. How have they not blown a foul there?
So if you're looking at it from that perspective, because that is, what do you call it? The technical term, sort of like a rollover expense that you can't really do anything with. It's going to be a loss until you can actually start building the land, essentially. So I don't necessarily think there's anything bad there. But that would just be my guess without having access to the finance.
Yeah, that's a pretty wild guess. Yeah, without being able to.
I mean, it makes sense, no?
Oh.
Kind of.
But it depends like how many years you're talking. Like you can only write that expense off once.
This
when you buy it.
referee
Second yellow. Brazil are down to 10.
does not enjoy using a whistle.
Razzo is getting peed off.
Yeah. Her and Ford have just been like obliterated every time they've gone forwards.
Oh yeah, just seen the foul.
Carpenter clearly wanted to take the quick free kick as well.
Wait, why is she bringing it back?
Well, no, because that's a
yellow.
red card.
Because because you got to giving a yellow card and it's a second yellow for a red.
Is she suspended? Like, can she play the next game? She probably can.
No, she
right?
would be-
Possibly.
No, she'd be suspended.
From what? From the league?
No, from the second game. Like
In what
I know it's a
competition?
friendly, but from the game on Sunday.
No, like genuine question. Like, is that actually real?
Yes.
Well, we'll find out.
It is still an A international.
No,
Like,
but
it may be a friendly.
No, but if like the Tillies, like there was a red card in like a qualifier, then they're playing a friendly. You're not suspended for the friendly.
Yes, you are.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
It's still an A international fixture.
What? So then they can play the next qualifier?
I guess it's up to FIFA, no?
No way. That's how it works. That would be monumentally stupid, even for FIFA.
It is an A international fixture.
So what
It
you
counts-
think that?
No, because it's suspension is competition rules. There's nothing in the laws of the game, right?
So then, are you saying that she won't be suspended then?
I'm positing the question. That maybe there is like a series of regulations for international friendlies, but I'm just saying because they're not in competition, they wouldn't have competition regs.
Yeah. I feel like FIFA can. They'll clear it up though.
Alana says, "I think it's past Paletti's bedtime." I agree.
It's past mine.
We'll get you off soon, Jacob. It's okay.
We've still got the podcast.
That's right. We got what? We got 35 minutes out of the part one. I think we just need to scrape 15. I need at least 15 out of you.
We can get that. We can get that out of just the games, honestly, with what's happened in them. But I know that we want to cover other stuff as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's gonna be a case of drive home, not even have lunch. I'm just gonna have a nap.
What time do you start?
I start. I've got a 9 o'clock start. I'll finish around 1. So I just drive home half hour, get home, have a nap, and then go out for the football in the evening.
Nice.
I reckon it's probably the play at this point.
What time does it kick off?
7 o'clock local time. So 7:30 your time, I think. 7:05. Friday night football at Highmarsh. It's classic.
It
A-League
is
heritage.
a classic. Unfortunately, it's against Perth. The thing with a Perth game, especially playing Perth at home, it's like it's either a really, really bad night or it's just an average night.
Yeah.
Like it's impossible to have a good night against Perth at the moment.
Because you just
Okay,
expected
I
to get a
don't-
result.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have discussed this. How long do we think David Jurlich actually had before?
Well,
Pelligra pulled
Pelligra
him?
has literally just backed him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's usually a death sentence.
No, it's not.
Coach has the full support of the board. That's usually a death deal when it comes to a. So when it comes to a coach, they're usually sacked like a week later.
He'll be fine. He'll be fine. They're not going to sack him after 5 games in charge.
Like, who else are they going to bring in? Like, it's the
Colville.
squad is the issue here. It's not the manager.
Yeah, but it's also a lot easier to sack one person than it is to sack 23.
Yeah, but you're going to do
Yeah,
no
but
better.
that's not going to get you anywhere.
It's not going to, and you got a good coach. Like you shouldn't just throw him away because you.
11 minutes of stoppage time. Oh, baby, let's go.
Are they aware we're playing a friendly? Oh,
Are they
my
aware we
God.
have a podcast to record?
Also, I've just noticed something I probably should have noticed earlier. One of the assistants on the bench for Samani is under 20s coach Leah Blaney.
There you go.
I imagine that is because Mel Andrietta is on leave.
Why am I listening to S Club 7? What is going on? Sorry.
There ain't no party like an S Club party.
I'm on like a nostalgia playlist.
Nostalgia hit.
Yeah.
Don't stop, never give up.
It's
Oh,
literally
yeah,
it's
I
that
can
song,
reach the
Paletti.
top.
It's
Well, it's only going to be like 2 of them because they only have like 2 hits. Right?
Let's not do a sing song.
karaoke. Woo. That's what we should have done at Unite
Round Ball Australia karaoke. Let's go.
Turn Galich. Oh, almost a sick ball. Oh, play it through.
Christian's
down.
comment.
Oh, this bloody gift of you guessing again or something?
I just swore repeatedly when I saw 11 minutes of at a time.
Razzo is down again. I missed that because I was laughing at Christian's comment.
Cootie Cross got
that
pulled
does
to the
not
ground
look
there.
good for Razzo. She can knock it up. Oh dear.
Oh, jeez.
Did either of you see what happened? Because I did.
I'm about to. But
Yeah, we're about to see it.
Yeah, it should have been. Oh, no even contact. Yeah, Clutch, it's about like, what, 10 in the morning though for you? Oh, no, it would be. It would be...
Hang on, I've got
No, I
Western
can tell
time.
you what time it is.
It
It
is
is.
But wouldn't it be like 6
4
a.m.?
Yes, I was literally about to say 4. Yes, I
Yeah,
was
it's 4
doing
a.m.
quick math because during our summer, the TV, the radio show I listened to, which starts at 7 a.m. in Las Vegas, starts at 2 a.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time.
Oh, if this is going to stretch it out to 15 minutes.
Nice.
No, they're already back. They're already back playing, so it's not
Oh, that's the first time I've ever seen a player voluntarily roll off the field to get treatment.
too bad.
I love the videos of their teammates pushing them back on the field.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
Harry Kane when he did that
The Harry
crawl.
Kane one, yeah.
Oh, should have. Kennedy just losing her mind.
Oh,
Love it. But no, that was so close. I've literally been waiting for like 40 seconds for you to catch up to that.
that's 2 great chances there.
There was 3, weren't there? Oh, I guess no one got the ball across, but yeah.
Yeah.
Fizz. Oh, just get something on it.
Just giving away the most needless foul.
What's she screaming at?
I don't know.
Kennedy. What isn't Kennedy screaming at?
Yeah, I was about to say, I think that's pretty much her normal state. Every time I see Kennedy, though, I just think of the time when she broke her nose. Like, it's just such an iconic moment.
I shouldn't be laughing at a player breaking their nose, but
It's pretty funny.
Razzo's back up.
It's good.
Oh, geez. I'll tell you what, that the humidity is really taking a toll on some of their players. Their cheeks are just like so rosy. It's ridiculous.
That's a bit cheeky from Cooney Cross there.
Having some rosy tea with Dorothy, the dinosaur.
I thought you were talking about the Wizard of Oz.
No, I got it. I got it.
I've watched a lot of Wiggles in my lifetime.
It's good for you. I was
I
always
think
a
the last
big fan
time
of...
I watched the Wiggles would have been that game against the USA. They did the pre-match entertainment at the ground.
The game,
The national anthem.
Really?
Yes. So it was like the first games after COVID.
For the Matildas.
Yes,
Oh wow.
against the USA. Because it was like, I don't remember, was it Harps or was it someone else who came out and criticized the idea of having the Wiggles because the players got distracted because they conceded the goal like 45 seconds in.
Is that okay?
The one game that Jess Nash played under Tony Gustafson before she got sent off into the wilderness, who was 16 at the time, by the way, and thrown to the wolves against the Americans.
But okay, I raise you this. What's weirder is it the Wiggles performing at a Matildas game, or is it Yo Gabba Gabba at Coachella?
Oh, it's definitely Yo Gabba Gabba at Coachella.
Because I'm not making it up. They're in the lineup for Coachella.
Oh my god.
So I did see a comment on the chat, but I have no idea where it's gone. I know I'm not clutch, Alana, but I will answer it. Yes, the Dallas Cowboys should fold if they lose to the New York Giants.
Why does Alana keep retracting her messages?
Yeah, her comments just keep disappearing.
I got to the first one. I didn't get to the second one in time.
Yeah, it doesn't give us time.
No, I did. Yes, they should. The Dallas Cowboys should fold if they lose to Danny DeVito and the New York
The Cowboys should have
Danny
folded.
DeVito.
The Cowboys should have folded back in the '94 strike when they were the only team that didn't strike. I'm sorry, that's poor. But then, I mean, they got their, they got what was coming to them against the Eagles when Randall Cunningham ran that play. Was supposed to take the knee and then just threw like a 50-yard bomb for a touchdown instead to just run the score up. That was karma.
Oh, actually, no. I think
Yes, I agree with you, Clutch. The Cowboys should fall.
Yes. No, I think I saw that DeVito's actually injured. I think I might be starting for
almost conceded another one.
Who might be starting for the Giants. Dear God, it's going to be Drew Lock versus Cooper Rush. Even just thinking about that's going to give me the heebie-jeebies.
It's like the season when the Steelers had Duck Hodges and Mason Rudolph as the starting quarterbacks.
Mason Rudolph, that's a good one.
Still made the playoff. Oh no, we didn't make the playoffs. It was still made 500 though, which is an impressive.
Still made 500. Yes, that's because Mike Tomlin hasn't not hit 500.
I think we were one game. We were one game off the playoffs. I think we'd lost to an RG3 Ravens side in the last game of the season, and we would have had playoffs if we won that one.
Isn't it like 24 years or something that Mike Tomlin has like
24 years,
like a 500 record? Like I don't know, but
it's been since he's been in the league. I can't remember when did he come in? Was it 2006, 7?
Close enough to 20-something years.
So apparently, Football Australia claiming all available tickets were sold and allocated, where Football Australia has no control over stadium member seats. Apparently.
Right, that would explain the huge like gaps in the
so allocation
the main stand.
exhausted.
Yeah,
which is technically a sellout.
2007.
Oh, yeah. I've just noticed. They just showed another close up of Razzo. Oh, those bags under her eyes look worse than mine do.
Another Brazilian injured.
Need some rosy tea.
Again, you made that reference like 4 minutes ago, Lockie.
Yeah, I get told off for making references like 2 weeks apart, being too close. Like, come on, that's.
No, you just get made fun of for making too many references. Period. I tell you what, if all those seats were sold out, people aren't in them anymore. People are taking the kids home to bed.
They've gone to the exits because heaven forbid the Matildas actually lose a game of football.
No, it's because
it's because it's so late.
It's a school night. It's already 10:15 and there's like 7-year-olds there. They got to go to school.
Okay, here's a question
school
then.
Night.
Worst school night you've ever had? Mine was one day World Cup, England against Bangladesh. Not only did England lose, but there were like the Bangladesh supporters were playing like steel drums or something all game long. And I went to school the next day with just a blinding headache and just ringing in my ears the whole time.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think I had many bad days at school.
I've got a good one, actually. I don't know if any of my close family are watching though.
That's great.
I'll tell you guys off air. How about that?
Oh, that's got to be a pen, surely. Looking forward gets battered again.
Good ball.
Okay, maybe it's not as bad as the first look.
Yeah, no, that's
Sean Fryer put that 6 inches either side of the keeper.
I mean, it wouldn't have mattered if you just put it away. Who was that? Oh, it was Fryer.
It was Fryer. Like you weren't even listening to me.
Christian.
Well, I thought you were talking about the play that went down. That was Ford.
No. I said it was Ford. It's like you weren't even listening to me. Lucky.
I'm trying to watch the game, Paletti.
Well, don't listen. Don't have like 55 different audio sources in your ears and 6 million screens open, and you'll be fine.
All right, I'll turn off the live stream. How about that?
I've got one screen open, Paletti, and I'm struggling.
Christian says if this ticks 1 second past 101 minutes, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm with Christian on this.
Well,
okay, Christian. Yeah, goodbye. You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
We need you, Christian. Need
Oh,
you.
go for it. Go!
That's a miss then.
Good
I guess
defending, though.
so.
No. It wasn't even a miss. It was just some good defending there. Literally, the Brazilian player just blocked
Letty's
the
banned
shot
from watching TV
immediately
on the
after
stream
it.
in the future.
Paletti's banned from live streams. Full stop.
And you were 30 seconds ahead of me on the Eastern Sydney FC
That's
game.
true.
So this
No,
is
we were
this is
not
my payback
30
time.
seconds ahead.
I probably was at one point.
You were so far ahead of me on the Eastern game, it wasn't funny. And I'm
Fryer again. Ugh. Ref, just blow your whistle. What is the point in playing more injury time?
You've got to get minutes into the legs. You've got to give the punters their
Minutes
money's
into
worth.
the legs. Only 103 of them.
They're going to get injured. That's what's going to happen.
Yes.
Oh.
And then we'll never get another friendly again.
Until 2 days have passed.
Well, after this set, yeah.
Oh, it's the Sydney
Okay,
FC rest
before-
defence.
Okay, as we're sort of,
Oh, good recovery, Carpenter.
I guess,
She can run
as
for
we're sort
days.
of winding up this stream, which will be ending hopefully in the next couple of minutes. Is there anything, or is there anyone in particular from the 32 player squad now, I believe it is, who you're most looking forward to seeing in Melbourne in terms of like the A-League Women All-Star squad?
Oh, I'm going to have to get the squad back up.
I'm not even going to try.
I'd like to see more of Daniela Galich.
Yes. It would also help if I had the squad in front of me as I asked that
It's an
question.
ambitious attempt. Geez, they posted the sold out announcement once that 10 minutes before full time. So they're obviously stretching it. They didn't hand out some free tickets around the ground just to get them in.
No, they won't. They didn't.
How do you know? You have no idea.
No, Paletti was there.
No, I know.
Paletti was there. Just trust.
Full time.
They can teleport.
I'm going to say,
So-
finally. Finally, it's full time. Did they even post the squad anyway? Oh, there it is. Yeah, Daniela Galich. Izzy Gomez, is she the one that did the ACL?
Yes, she. I heard 4 to 6 weeks, so she won't be taking place.
It's unfortunate. Yeah. Daniela Galich, not fair.
For me, I'm actually probably most excited to see. Look, from the defenders lot, I definitely want to see how Jess Nash goes back in camp.
All right, everybody. It's been 2.5 hours, so we're gonna say goodbye. We
This
have more
was
podcasting to do.
the craziest one I think we've ever done.
Yeah,
Just,
2 games. 2 games was good, I think.
2 games was good fun. We had some good chat.
We had some very interesting chat. Paletti derailed us a lot, I feel.
We had some good chat. Paletti got insulted. It was
Christian
fine.
also got insulted and he's not even here.
Yes.
So
All right.
Almost clutch. That was a game of soccer, that much I know. It's
was.
football. But yes, I do agree
Forgive
with
the
the
American.
sentiment, clutch.
Forgive the American. All right. Good stream.
Well,
yeah, thanks,
so,
Clutch.
you know what? I will say, sorry, just quickly before we go, I will say I can I can forgive the
Jacob's
American
face.
because they gave us Kayla Morrison.
Okay. All right. Jacob's going to cry, Paletti. We've got to go. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in.